All right, chat, welcome in. We are live. We are mere moments away from game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. It's not looking good for the Knicks, chat. It's not looking good for the Knicks. Obviously, the Timberwolves were out there last night. They got the drop. They got the drop on the Thunder early. They dominated that game. They got the series back to 2-1. They're going to make it interesting in game 4. But, again, they were at home, chat. They were at home. New York, they've got to go now on the road, down 2-0 against a team that historically it's just been a feisty, competitive matchup, regardless of where they're playing at, chat. And I guess we are, like I said, moments away from that game starting up. But I guess we're going 2 Knicks-Pacers games for right now, chat, because shout out to Pluto TV. They must have heard our request for. We were saying on the last live stream that we were wanting to maybe watch some more classic games this summer, and Pluto TV's like, we got you. The Hardwood Classics channel, the NBA Fast channel. We're just gonna throw a classic Knicks Pacers playoff game on at the same time as the Knicks Pacers current playoff game, and we'll be able to, I guess, simultaneously, a little dip back into NBA history, and of course, we're gonna see what happens tonight in this actual game itself. But should we? I might turn the closed captions off for this game because, well, I guess there we go. They went away for a second. The score was 23-28, and the first quarter is winding down in the historical game, chat. I guess we don't have there's not a year on the court. I haven't seen a graphic or anything yet that showed a year. Obviously, we're looking 90s. Van Gundy, Reggie Miller, Jalen Rose, Patrick Ewing, the classic cast of characters, chat. So I know that there's all the times that they matched up, of course, in the Eastern Conference Finals specifically, and I'm guessing that's what this is. But I think there probably was a couple there maybe another matchup or two where they didn't meet they met maybe earlier in the playoffs as well. So I don't know if they just go quality game or if they're actually going, Eastern Conference. Okay, Latrell Sprewell on the Knicks, chat. So we know it's probably a little bit of a sooner one because I think they did meet in, what was it, 94, I guess? Derek McKee on the Pacers. So we just got to find out when Derek McKee was facing off against Latrell Sprewell, chat, in the playoffs. And then we'll be set. How is Derek McKee's Pacers run? Are we just underestimating it? Do we not remember him as a Pacers legend? Okay, he did play for a couple of teams. Yeah, he did have quite the Pacers run, chat. 93, 94 to 2000. So, almost a decade there. Couple of playoffs in the mix. I guess here, let's go playoff series. We'll try to track down this game via Derek McKee, I guess. So Knicks, 93, 94. Yeah, Eastern Conference Finals. And then Eastern Conference semis, 94, 95. They did win that series. They lost this series in 93, 94, obviously, to the Knicks, because then the Knicks would lose the finals to Hakeem that year. Eastern Conference semis again to the Knicks. Eastern Conference Finals again to the Knicks. Eastern Conference Finals again matched up versus the Knicks. So, yeah, there was a couple of other just earlier playoff matchups as well, too. And I guess this is all Derek McKee as well, too. This isn't just straight up the Pacers history. But, again, he's on the Pacers this entire time, so it works out. And I'm just guessing with the Pacers being up 2-0 in the series that they're going to give us a Pacers win. Yeah, no, year or anything on the graphic, chat, or on the court. You think, does the court right now say, 2025 playoffs on it? I guess we haven't paid attention that much. Or somewhere on the basket. I feel like it's usually labeled somewhere, chat. It's usually labeled. And I don't know if we could track down Derek McKee's free throw attempts as well, too, in these series and figure out when it really was. But, yeah, I guess he himself would have been there for the entire, at least, rivalry between those two teams back in the day through the 90s. So, okay, we're going on ESPN, chat. Sling TV, of course, always a little bit behind. They haven't quite tipped it off yet, but Mitchell Robinson, of course, now in the starting lineup over Josh Hart as well, too. I mean, just some of the name value stuff, chat, like Brunson, Bridges, Towns, Anunoby. Of course, those guys are probably the 4 guys that are pretty safe in that spot. So, again, it makes sense. You can always mess with the lineups, of course, we know, as the game goes. But Mitchell Robinson getting his defense and his pick and roll right there, right away. Chat, first possession. Brunson, just a nice, easy 1-on-1, Neesmith, Brunson with the little spin back on the fadeaway shot. But you just get his, of course, versatility in the game right away. But, and you know, Bridges has been pretty good this playoff series. But I don't know if Josh Hart is like a lock. You know, again, if we're just continuing to mix the lineups. If Mitchell Robinson is going into a lock on the court for this series matchup, you know, I don't know if maybe, you know, Towns as well, too, just a center forward, bigger pause player on the court. Maybe he's a lock as well, too. And again, you just assume Bridges and Anunoby with their defense and their three-point shooting, they'd be locks as well. But Turner right away, Chad space in the court. Oh, again, we're in Indiana as well, too. So the three-point shooting, the offense, the momentum, the fact that Indiana is already up 2-0. And I mean, this win right here was basically sends them to the finals, Chad. I mean, this isn't even 3-1. This is 3-0. You know. Is New York going to overcome a 3-0 deficit? Again, we don't want to, Haliburton gets hurt. So we don't want to assume what those storylines would be. But just in regular basketball, like this win basically sends the Pacers to the finals. So you would assume that the momentum, do we need to go volume up? They need like a crowd noise broadcast, or, I mean, they have so many alternate broadcasts, Chad. You know, it's just going to be like, how many broadcasts can they have where 6 people are just watching the broadcast? But for at least for the ESP or TNT version of it, anyways, for the crowd noise fiends, chat, like myself, that just like to see the really great environments, and you know, especially in the big moments as well too, when stuff like when special plays, special moments, special accomplishments are happening, and just how awesome these, of course, arenas, you know, football stadiums, whatever in the environment is, chat. Soccer, you know, the real football. Siakam, of course, the MVP of the last game, chat, not able to get that shot to go. Spinning away. Wait, is that Camby on the Knicks, chat? In the legendary game? We're going to have to try to balance. I mean, obviously, I think you guys are going to know the names. There's not like, you know, even LeBron wouldn't have been in any of those, you know, chat. I mean, he came into the league in, 03, 04. So it's not like we hypothetically could have had this rivalry going when LeBron was in the league. You know, the Knicks were bad by then. So hence why LeBron has never been on the Knicks. But because, you know, LeBron was playing the Pacers as well, too, in those finals against, or those Eastern Conference playoffs against the Heat, when he was with the Heat. So if he had been on the Knicks, chat, there is a good chance that the Knicks-Pacers rivalry could have even continued in the 2010s as well, too. I mean, there's a good chance that the Knicks would have just been rivals with everybody because they had LeBron on their team. I mean, that's just, how it worked at this point. It just would have been, the Knicks would have been the ones with the whole LeBronto thing, and, you know, whoever, the Knicks are taking out the Hawks that year. I guess, who was even coaching the Knicks back then, chat? Was that the Fizdale era? So LeBron and David Fizdale, I mean, do they bring Ty Lue into New York anyways? And then, you know, is he just there the whole time? You know, it's an interesting storyline, chat. And I guess wait, the Ty Lue would be for the Cavs. It would be, he would have been with Spoelstra in Miami. So Fizdale wouldn't have been there quite yet in New York. I don't quite know who New York's coach would have, I'm not remembering, chat, who would have been their guy. Because that would have been, I mean, they had, of course, some really, I mean, outside of Carmelo Anthony, and then once Carmelo Anthony started bouncing around the league a little bit, you know, just some weird role guys, chat. I mean, you know, the Pablo Prigioni run. But, oh, wait, Marbury? Is Marbury on this team? No, Marbury's not on this team, chat. Not yet. I think, when was he actually drafted? I don't think he was drafted in the 90s. Because then that would have put him on the team as well, too, that, was he on the Knicks team that made the finals against the Spurs? I don't think he was. Like, yeah, league in 97. But was he drafted by the Bucks, traded to the Timberwolves? Oh, the Nets. Oh, yeah, so he was at the Knicks later, chat. 03, 04. The Nets would have been the New York team for him at this time. I guess playoffs for our guy Marbury. He did play in a playoff series with the Knicks, though, in that 03, 04 season. 14 playoff games with the Celtics in 08, 09. I mean, in the series that he did play in, you know, 20-point-a-game scorer, I guess. I taking the shots. But, so yeah, Marbury not quite there. We need to get a third TV and run the 30 for 30 of the rivalry as well, too. Because, again, this could be it, chat. this could be the final game or not. The Pacers definitely know. I mean, to have that sort of closeout-ish type thing on the line as well too. Like, again, you have the 2-0 lead. You have 2 games at home here. You have just a very comfortable spot you want to be in, so you don't want to take advantage of that. But are you going to be able to get up for the elimination game the same way that you would if it was tied or 3-2, where it's seeming a little bit more desperate? Whereas, or even 2-1, it's like, okay, the next one we go up 3-1, we can take the series back, and then we're feeling a little bit more urgent in the next game after our loss. But for them to actually have a chance to go up the series, like, I guess they haven't necessarily, well, they haven't made the finals yet, so they haven't done it in the Eastern Conference Finals. But that sort of closeout thing, I mean, they did, of course, close out the Cavs pretty impressively as well, too. But the Cavs sort of, would we call, it was, of course, a self-combustion. It doesn't feel like they're going to go into the offseason like dramatically needing to make changes like we were saying with some of the All-NBA stuff. Like, obviously, the talent between Mitchell, Garland, and Mobley, and even Allen, of course, and adding Hunter into the mix, and Ty Jerome bring back Ty Jerome. Like, it's obviously still a really talented team that has playoff upside. But, yeah, they did, of course, not necessarily play up to the standard that we were holding them to in the elimination games there. But Anunoby doesn't quite get the layup to go. But Mitchell Robinson, did they call that offensive goaltending? That was close. Are they going to review it? Oh, no, I think Carlisle's just calling a timeout. Yeah, okay. Carlisle calling a timeout. The Pacers still have a 52% chance to win, chat. Down 5. I guess, what do the stats say? They're down 5. They, of course, have barely made a bucket at this point. Where's the game flow at? Oh, here we go. Yeah, still 52%. 58. I guess they were favored by 1.5 going into the game. So 52% is kind of right on that, like, barely a point favorite still range. But 5-point lead for the Knicks and still no respect, chat. Live odds. Oh, no. It closed at 3.5, I guess. I thought I saw it before the game, though, because they have it up here, of course, in where the score is now. I thought I saw it up there at -1.5. But maybe it moved right before. Hey, yo, chat. Oh, but maybe the line moved before before the game started. Who knows? Money line even for Pacers. Yeah, it was pretty close. I mean, the home court advantage. They were still, I guess, kind of leaning I guess they're kind of favoring the Knicks, though. Again, in our hypothetical, if we were looking at it right, and saw it at 1.5. Maybe it was 3.5. Now that because I guess I did see it earlier in the week, maybe as well too at 3.5. But then I thought that's why the 1.5 stood out, because I was like, oh, did it go to 1.5? But now who knows, Chad? Who knows? It's 1.5 now, anyways, on the live line. Still, 1.5, I guess, in favor of the Knicks at this point. Still, first time out into the first quarter. If you guys are already antsy to put some live bets down at this point in the game. And I was thinking about throwing a little baseball on, but of course, ESPN's linked to ESPN just doesn't know what they're doing with ESPN Plus. I guess, I don't know if ESPN is just not worried. They're probably just not worried about it, because I think they're setting themselves up. I mean, they've already kind of rolled a lot of the ESPN Plus. Well, again, they've rolled it over into Disney Plus. So just because the app itself is not necessarily maybe the long-term home of the content, like whatever ESPN Plus is still has to be a good thing in theory. So I don't know, like baseball, Sunday Night Baseball can't also be on ESPN Plus, chat. I'm just gonna start calling for it, chat, every time. Like, why can't ESPN events be available on ESPN Plus? It doesn't make any sense. I get it, it's also TV, so it's, does it have to be treated as its own thing? Like, are you allowed to create a streaming service and just go, okay, well, with the monthly thing, and then you have your own thing, and then you're kind of stealing off of the networks in a way? I don't know how that all works, chat, but just the idea, especially baseball, especially the idea of a dying sport like baseball not being available on ESPN Plus. What do we do? Isn't that what ESPN Plus is for? Niche sports? So baseball, like, why can't I watch baseball at the same time as I'm using my ESPN subscription somewhere else? Like, I get, or the cable subscription, Because maybe Sling is just really picky with the one accounts, but I don't think it's just them, chat. So, and I guess like when some of the WNBA stuff is out there as well. So I mean, like we're saying, even the NBA games, like do what the TNT does for their alternate broadcast as well too, because they'll have the TNT overtime broadcast available for free on the NBA app. So, I mean, yeah, you don't even need a subscription to log into that, but it's still like the backboard cams and the sidelight cams. So it's not like you're watching the main game angle. It's still a little bit different, but it's at least it's at least there. It's like, okay, there's a like if there was the above the rim cam at least available on ESPN Plus. It's like, okay, I can still at least watch the game via my ESPN Plus. Even if it's not still like, even if we had that, I'd just be like, well, why not just put the normal game feed on there? But it's just baby steps, chat. Baby steps. ESPN Plus, because again, they're gonna be focusing. So maybe it is just gonna be easier in the future to move it'll be a move everything to ESPN, not just hey, we need to pick and choose what's gonna be on there. Like everything will be available via streaming. But I feel like then it'll sort of be the same thing where I'll still be limited to like one at a time. I guess at that point, like if we've got ESPN as its own package, and then like HBO, TNT, whatever as their own package, then you've got multiple apps fired up at the same time, I guess. But yeah, ESPN Plus still not a contender for best app on the market. Does it help Disney Plus? Potentially. I mean, but that's just the ESPN section of Disney Plus. It's not necessarily ESPN Plus. Like there's some of the lower seeds or some of the ones that you may think may be lower seeds. Like again, Tubi. I don't know if Tubi goes into the bracket as a 1 seed, but Tubi's gonna make a push. Tubi's like, I mean, what's that? The 5-12 matchup. The 12 seeds are always the 5. Like Tubi's a 12 seed, and maybe Disney Plus at ESPN. Disney Plus might be the 5 seed. Tubi's taking out Disney Plus, chat, in the bracket. It is what it is. Tubi's a Final Four sleeper. At least if we were getting to be biased and put up the bracket. Could Ice-T have played Latrell Sprewell in a biopic back in the day, chat? Who knows? Maybe AI Ice-T could play Latrell Sprewell. But then if AI, like if we could use AI to change the appearance of, like, with the aging and stuff like that, make a younger version of T.I., maybe we could also just use AI to make Latrell Sprewell a good actor, chat. Just be like, hey, well, I don't know, make Latrell, like, just program AI, just make Latrell Sprewell act like Ice-T, and then it'll be perfect. Make his dialogue sound like, how would Ice-T read this line? And then it'll just be in the voice of our guy, Latrell Sprewell. But Latrell Sprewell, though, he could be he might have, I guess he's not in Space Jam, but because Oakley's the Nick in Space Jam. But Sprewell could have been in if they did the Space Jam remake a little bit sooner instead of waiting, or the Space Jam 2, if they had a Space Jam 2 and they couldn't get Oakley, chat. I mean, Sprewell, I think, could have been in Space Jam 2. I don't think it's too far off. And I don't know, is Mitchell Robinson Sneaky the Nick right now for Space? If they're making, I guess it would be Space Jam 4. I guess it would be Space Jam 3 at this point. But if Space Jam 2 exists in this hypothetical world, and then Space Jam 3, is that a Tubi original we need to cook up, chat? Is, one that really, I guess, is our Scoot Rosario Dawson Tubi original going to happen? But again, that's like current people that you could, that's just a current hypothetical. Like, but we could, I guess, if it's still hypothetical, we could cook up a hypothetical 2005 Space Jam. Tim Duncan in 2005 Space Jam, chat. Oh, I'm already thinking ahead. So then we would have Space Jam 2. So then, I mean, LeBron, Space Jam. I don't know. If, again, hypothetical universe. Are we just taking that one off the table, chat? I don't know. Maybe we use AI to make LeBron's Space Jam better. I don't know. But then the Space Jam 4. Because is it time for Space Jam 4, chat? When was Space Jam? Space Jam 2 was still only like a couple years ago. Was it 2020s or was it 2019? I feel like it did pop up during sometime around what's it called, chat? Oh, here it is. Space Jam: A New Legacy is the second. Okay, 2021. So next year will be 5 years, chat. We can get Space Jam: A Newer Legacy. Is there talks of a sequel? I gotta be honest, chat. I still haven't seen this. Hot take? I don't know. But because I as much as LeBron, I mean, this is a pretty pro LeBron pod chat. As much as LeBron gets some hate for being in his face, I'm not against the idea, but if it's a bad movie, that's tough. So it's like, okay, am I gonna spend an hour 45 with a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes? Not like we haven't done it before, chat. I mean, 25% on Rotten Tomatoes has not necessarily deterred us from watching a movie. I mean, we had Sleepless on in the last live stream. What is that Rotten Tomato score? That one is not necessarily a critical darling. That's for sure. Let's see here, chat. 2017 Sleepless, also 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. But Sleepless is cinema, chat. Sleepless is why we made. I mean, it's got a over 5 on the IMDb score. We're talking 4.5 for Space Jam: A New Legacy. And to be honest, 5.6 is a little disrespectful to Sleepless, chat. I think that should be at least a 6 or a 7. There should be more. There should be more people joining that, chat. That's our hot take. That's our soapbox moment, I guess, for today. Watch Sleepless more, people. Be better. Put Sleepless on in the background with Jamie Foxx. It's a fun movie. What? Oh, we don't even need to get into Space Jam: A New Legacy. I guess what did they say, chat, about it real quick? The critics. Well, Space Jam Legacy. Will we do a Space Jam: A New Legacy rewatch at some point? Hey, yo, chat. I guess it would be a first-time watch, not a rewatch, a first-time watch. It says, despite LeBron's best efforts to make a winning team out of the Toon Squad, Space Jam: A New Legacy trades the zany meta humor of its predecessor for a shameless, tired exercise in IP, chat. A tired exercise in IP-driven branding. Hey, yo. Audience says LeBron James probably won't win any acting awards, but this is an entertaining all-ages movie with solid animation, a positive message for kids, and fun cameos for older viewers. So what did the popcorn meter, 79%? Okay. That's honestly, word on the street, I would have not have guessed that it was a 79%. But I guess, if you got maybe super young kids, I don't think it's still just not as good as the normal Space Jam chat. I mean, it's not even a hot take. Popcorn meter for the OG Space Jam has to be at least in the 90s, chat. There's no way. We're not. Look at it. 85 at least. If the popcorn meter on 96 is lower than 2021, then chat. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes was already already iffy on the credibility, chat, but this is tough. I guess it's not necessarily Rotten Tomatoes' fault. It's just the math of what people are putting in for reviews, I guess, but that's nuts, chat. 79% for Space Jam: A New Legacy, 63% for Space Jam, 43% on the tomato meter. I mean, it's almost twice as good for the critics. While it's no slam dunk, Space Jam's silly, Looney Tunes laden slapstick and vivid animation will leave younger viewers satisfied, while accompanying adults may be more annoyed than entertained, chat. Maybe just in 90s. I don't know when when Rotten Tomatoes wrote this. Maybe not quite 96, but maybe we were just not. Well, I guess Toy Story was out at this point. Like, the idea of a critically acclaimed kids movie was definitely around, and I guess speaking specifically with animation as well too, because I guess Toy Story was sort of a big mover forward in that. I don't know if it was the first animated movie or the first using its sort of tech or whatever, but again, a big landmark achievement in animation, but also critically acclaimed and also great for kids and just a great family movie as well too. That is always going to be one of the first movies that you go to in Pixar and all that stuff. But Space Jam as well too, I think, is in that cycle. So again, it's not like the idea of people sleeping on a kids movie from a critical standpoint is out there, but I guess the MJ performance was not quite Tom. I guess Tom Hanks in a voiceover versus MJ in an acting performance, chat, is see, that's not even fair to MJ. Tom Hanks just gets to do a voiceover. I mean, I guess if we had to look at the acting resumes, Tom Hanks' acting resume probably a little more stacked than Michael Jordan's resume. So there is a case that even in a live action Toy Story, Tom Hanks might have done a more iconic performance than Michael Jordan's Space Jam. But I'm just saying, Chad, if we're comparing those two kids' movies specifically, Tom Hanks' role a little bit easier than MJ. I guess we'll have to go back and check the tapes, chat. November 15th, be here. We'll be watching it on the anniversary, I guess. Because are we going to wait till next year, 2026? I don't know, Chad. I don't know if that's possible. What do we got? Mission Impossible? A 96 on the Rotten Tomatoes? Hey, Chad. Lilo and Stitch had 86. Okay. Movies are back, I see. Minecraft movie getting a little bit of hate as well, too, but I feel like the popcorn, I haven't seen this yet, but obviously it's in popular culture right now. 86% on the popcorn meter. So if this one does eventually, of course, if this scores higher all time than both the Space Jams, I wouldn't necessarily be shocked. I wouldn't necessarily think it's right. I still think again, for us, like, are we going to be showing the next generation the Minecraft movie or Space Jam? Space Jam is still probably going to be one that is like, because again, it still is just up to you as well too. Like, the people that are now growing up with the Minecraft movie are gonna be like, that's the best kids movie of all time. Like, if you've got kids, then they have to see this movie that I loved as a kid. But if you grew up with Space Jam, then that's just gonna be the first stuff that you think of, Chad. Is, I guess, I don't know. You still probably got to keep up on the Peppa Pig and the Paw Patrol, and you still got Paw Patrol might even be old though at this point, Chad. Who knows? What are the what was the Coco Melon? Is Coco Melon's? I feel like Coco Melon's gonna have some legs, Chad, or has legs. Is now is gonna have some legs. 3 years later, it's probably been canceled, but yeah, again, Minecraft movie, pretty hot ticket, right? Or has been movie of the year. So outdid Space Jam on the popcorn meter. Is that the bar for kids movies, chat? What's Hook on the popcorn meter? I think Hook's another did not get the critical acclaim. That's for sure. We see the splatter, chat. 29%, but 76% on the popcorn meter. I wonder what the biggest chat, but I wonder what the biggest gaps are in the tomato meter to the popcorn meter in a positive way. Obviously, I guess we could look at it in a negative way, but why do that, chat? I mean, in a positive way, like, what are the ones that I guess there have been some pods that we've listened to that have done some drafts of like favorite movies that have good, and I guess there is a pod as well too that is like they focus on movies that have the lower Rotten Tomato score. It's like, no, these are iconic movies, but still, for the ones that actually have because again, like we're saying, Space Jam didn't even necessarily score high on the popcorn meter, but I feel like even if you went up to people on the street and maybe people just get pressured into be like, Space Jam's a good movie, but I feel like Space Jam is thought of fondly by everybody that's seen it. Who watches Space Jam and goes, that sucks, chat? Like, that's terrible. I never want to have that on ever again. Like, Space Jam it doesn't have a cable run though, but do kids movies have, because TNT doesn't necessarily have, like, they're not playing Toy Story either, I guess it's a rights issue, but because TNT could, I think, play Space Jam. Space Jam does have a little bit of a Roku run. I guess this is not a Space Jam pod, chat, but it could very well be. We've got a competitive game in the first quarter, and we're out here rambling about Space Jam. But I'm telling you, that's just why this movie is iconic. It is what it is. But, yeah, Brunson at the free throw line. I guess Brunson could be in the next phase. Because the thing is, I guess the Knicks have to have a guy on the squad, right? Like, they have to have a big market team guy on the Space Jam squad at some point for the push of it. So, like, do more people know of Mitchell Robinson than Shea? Probably not, chap. But a Nick versus a Thunder, like, Shea could still be obviously in the Space Jam lineup in his own right. And again, they just did this, but of course, Giannis could be a Space Jam star. I don't know if you have to correlate it exactly like the star-to-star correlation. And who is in the second Space Jam chat? Because Davis is in the second Space Jam. Maybe it's just all clutch guys. Bronny's probably off the bench in the... Did they have a draft in the second Space Jam? Bronny gets picked in the second round? I don't know, Chad. But Bronny's still picked over Shedeur Sanders in his respective drafts, I guess. But I guess we'll see the careers, Chad. Afterwards, we're still obviously pro both of those players. Still have stock in both of the careers. But Don Cheadle, okay, but I guess we're looking more for the NBA guys. Okay, so Davis, Dame Lillard, Klay Thompson, Neko Gumake, and Diana Taurasi, chat. Okay, yeah, so you Ernie Johnson, Lil Rel. Lil Rel chat. Zendaya? Oh, voice acting at Zendaya. Fluffy. Shout out. Okay, this is just, of course, the normal cast at this point. What is, I guess the voice actors are just going to be listed below the actual, in-person actors. But, I mean, and maybe it's easier to get more stars in the voice actor role, but still. Zendaya, is she going to be more likely to do voice work for Space Jam or be a real actor? But again, Lola Bunny, chat, is pretty iconic as well, too. So it's not like you're just wasting Zendaya on a voice part. It's a pretty iconic voice part to be getting there, chat. But Davis, Dame, Clay, Ogumake, and Tarasi is a pretty stacked starting five. That's for sure. Angel Reese, chat? We're putting Angel Reese in the new Space Jam? I think so. What? Is there like some rebounding machine, chat, in the Space Jam? But, we gotta have somebody on the boards, chat. We got to have somebody on the boards. I think Angel Reese, we got to cast Angel Reese in the new Space Jam. Do you put Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark both in the new Space Jam? Space Jam 3? 2.5? Maybe it's like a TV movie, chat. Just like a 60-minute version of Space Jam. Who knows? There was a random, speaking of Anthony Davis, there was a random Anthony Davis prank show that was on. I don't even think it was like a season of something. It was just a one-off 30-minute special of, I guess it's not even listed on his IMDb. It's not even listed on here. Oh, I guess we're not on IMDb, we're on Rotten Tomatoes. Maybe it is on his IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes apparently didn't even feel the need to get in and rank whatever it was. I don't even remember what it was called. Maybe I was dreaming of it, chat. I could have been making this up. Again, we've been cooking stuff up on ChatGPT lately, so it could definitely be that. Not Anthony Davis from The Family Business. Here we go, chat. The basketball player, Anthony Davis. A nomination? Did he get nominated for his part in Space Jam? He's in Space Jam, Pierre the Pigeon Hawk, and then the new House Party as well, too. I think, didn't LeBron's team also executive produce the new House Party? So Anthony Davis got himself a role. Oh, He's also in Barbershop, The Next Cut, chat. Hey, yo. We got to throw the 2016 Barbershop on more. Probably not. Producer, is he producer on it? Foul play. Here it is, chat. Foul play. So, yeah, it's listed as previous. Anthony Davis teams up with athletes and celebrities to prank other athletes and celebrities, I guess. D'Angelo Russell, Mookie Betts. Hey, yo, chat. Getting D'Angelo Russell back for some stuff that he's done. Cameron Brink? Maybe we should have paid more attention to this show, I guess. Jared Vanderbilt making an appearance. Celebrities. I guess, NBA players do count, chat. Yeah, but it doesn't say anything about it being like, there's no episodes, no nothing. Just 24-minute prank show by our guy, Anthony Davis. I guess this aired back in February, but they were just running it again after one of the playoff games from the executive producers of Impractical Jokers. So I don't know if, some of the Impractical Joker stuff has slowed down their production of their overall shows, or it didn't get picked up, or if they just were like, okay, we're super desperate to fill a random 24 minutes in February. What do we need to do? But Davis got the nod, chat. They decided to air an episode of Foul Play. So we'll see if there's more episodes in the pipeline at some point. And I guess we didn't see it. We should have recorded it, chat. It's got to be on YouTube, though. There's no way they don't put that all the way up. Just put the full thing on YouTube. What are they worried about? It's like, oh, we're going to lose viewers because people aren't going to want to tune in to watch it. Yeah, well, just put it on YouTube. See how these do over there. But Indiana, 2-point lead, chat. Oh, DeLon Wright minutes. Here we go. Yes, sir. Josh Hart in the game as well, too. So Tibbs, chat, he's getting desperate. DeLon Wright chasing Nembhard down. Did he get a foul call there? That looked kind of clean. I mean, he did fall down a little out of control. Sometimes it doesn't help, but I don't know. It looked like he got the steal there pretty good. And I don't necessarily mind old games where they don't have the scorecard up all the time, but it is a little inconvenient, chat. Okay, they popped it back up. There we go. 50-41 in the classic game going into halftime. So almost on pace a little bit for what we're at. I guess Indiana's pacing to go about 60 in the half here after a 30-point first quarter. But not too far off from 90s basketball, chat. Hey, yo, Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller looking a little veteran as well, too. I guess let's check Spreewell chat, because Spreewell was around in the mid-90s, but where was he at before the Knicks? Was he in Minnesota, maybe? Or was he in Minnesota afterwards? Minnesota after the Knicks. Golden State, that's right, chat. Golden State, 20 a game in Golden State. And then, yeah, the Knicks for 5 seasons in the late 90s, early 2000s. So his series against the Pacers would have been Eastern Conference Finals 1999 and Eastern Conference Finals 1998 as well, too. So it's going to be one of those 2 years, chat. Because, again, Reggie Miller would have been on the team both. But what I guess Larry Bird is the head coach. So Larry Bird, I don't think would have been the head coach of the 99-2000 team. Am I wrong, chat? Oh, no, he did coach him all the way through. Okay. Maybe he didn't. When did he leave? Oh, Isaiah Thomas stepped in 2000, 2001. And then they didn't make the final. Yeah, okay, shocker. They didn't make the finals without Isaiah Thomas. I thought maybe that they had made the finals the year after Bird had left. But no, shocker. They made the finals with Bird, and then he left, and Isaiah Thomas stepped in, and they didn't really make the finals much after that. But, I guess I was going to say 33 wins, but yeah, lockout shortened season this year for the Pacers, chat. Travis Best. Oh, Travis Best is also in this game as well, too. We'll narrow this down at some point, chat. So I guess they did kind of disband. See, teams actually stuck together, chat. We're like in modern NBA mind where we're just assuming that these guys are going to be on different teams every 2 to 3 years. But no, Travis Best, he's hanging around. They're like, we're winning playoff series. We're in the Eastern Conference Finals. Why do we need to trade our guys? Played those series in the 90s. 3 series against the Knicks in his career as well, too. Is Jalen Rose the next check, chat? I think Jalen Rose was there for a while. I mean, it's just good to know the NBA history. Shout out to Jalen Rose, chat. The Jalen takeover in the NBA, and that's just the one spelling of it as well, too. All current guys. I guess, again, Jalen Rose does credit himself for inventing the nickname. So, Jalen Jones, 2018? Not quite, chat. Yeah, Jalen, it'd be at least the only spelling of that name. Jay, chat. There we go. Gotta look at it the right way. Pause. So, yeah, all basically modern players. How else are we spelling Jalen these days, chat? Is there a J-A-E-L? There is a J-E-L, Jaylen Brown. But, of course, there's only one. WNBA, chat. That's right. Wings? Maybe Fever now, though? I don't know, I guess. Not listed 2025. That does be looking like a Fever jersey, though. There, I'm not sure. But, yeah, anyway, shout out to Jalen Rose. Got to the Pacers 96-97. So, yeah, obviously it's not the earlier series. It would be the later ones, like we were saying. Reggie Miller, looking a little veteran-y. In the interview there, chat. Still looking great, though. Shout out Reggie Miller, of course. But Jalen Rose, for his Indiana career, 14 a game. I guess Chicago would have been his most successful scoring stretch at 20 a game there. And I guess he would have started, of course, increasing to that 20 a game mark by the end of the Indiana run. So the 98-99 season, he was playing 25 a game. In the playoffs for him, he was playing 27 a game. But the next year, he was actually starting for him 20 points a game in that season as well, too, chat. 13th in MVP voting. So it's probably the 99-2000 season. I don't know what game we're getting here. We probably just should be paying attention. I wish Pluto give us a little bit more information. Oh, there we go. We got a graphic, chat. Yeah, we're in the 2000s playoffs. Okay, so right when we got it figured out, they flashed the little thing on the TV or the scores table thing on the side. Yeah, Eastern Conference. I guess it might have been there the whole time, chat. But they put ads on there. I don't know. Did they have moving screen technology? I think it's just a banner in 1999-2000. So there we go. But we needed the Pacers Knicks history anyways as well too, because again, this is the historic battle taking place. And you don't forget that Larry Bird is a head coach, but is he in the Hall of Fame as a head coach? I don't think he is, chat. But again, very successful. multiple playoff runs, couple of finals, at least the one finals appearance in there. And again, not like he never necessarily had bad teams either. I don't know if they made the playoff pushes every year where it was like, oh, he's Jerry Sloan. But yeah, he was always, of course, a really, really good head coach. I guess only a couple seasons on the resume, chat, 3 seasons. 58. So yeah, 70, 66, and 68. So yeah, of course he's not going to get in on the 3 seasons based, but he obviously was at least having that potential anyways. Coach of the year. At least 1 out of every 3 seasons he's going to win Coach of the Year and make Eastern Conference Finals. So he's going to be on pace to hit some sort of legendary status as a coach. As a hoax, chat? Definitely not a hoax. That's for sure. Definitely really great. I mean, if we were just ranking player coaches, chat, I mean, I guess, like Phil Jackson technically was a player. But, not even technically. Like, he was a good player. He's a pretty good rotation guy for the Knicks back in the day. He was on the team, I believe, that won the finals way back when. Let's see here, chat. I mean, yeah, played for the Knicks. Played in New York, I guess, his whole career. Had a couple of double-digit seasons anyways. In the finals season in 72-73, he was 8 points a game. The next year, he was 11 points a game. So, yeah, he was a really solid player. But obviously not the same level of player that Bird was. And again, Bird, if he had coached as many seasons as Phil, if Bird had coached MJ on the Bulls, that is a really interesting one, chat. Again, we'd have to really, dig into these Pacers seasons and figure out Larry Bird's coaching style, because it was Phil Jackson's presence as well too, and leadership abilities that led him to his coaching success, as well as the game planning X's and O's type stuff. But I'm assuming that Bird, and that's what it is a lot of times with the coaches as well too. I'm assuming that Bird provided a lot of those same things. And I mean, he was providing that stuff as a player as well too. So it's not like it's necessarily a reach to say that could have been a part of his coaching bag. But yeah, again, you got Bill Russell, of course, won some titles himself as a head coach. Tim Duncan, chat, just tapped out as an assistant, so we haven't necessarily seen him in the head coaching role as well too. And like we're saying, Isaiah Thomas, didn't necessarily have a great win-loss record as a head coach. So obviously, iconic player. I guess Redick probably a little bit better. I guess not a little bit better. Like, obviously, probably better pre-NBA career than Phil Jackson. The NBA career itself, I guess he was probably 15, double-digit points a game for multiple, like, stretches of seasons, like maybe a decade plus. So let's see here, chat. 10. Yeah, chat. I mean, he's 13 a game for his entire career. But 2012, 13. And he was not, of course, getting a ton of minutes early in his career in Orlando as well, too. So you have us basically 22 to 27 as a little bit what ify, just in terms of the numbers standpoint. And then you go 2012 to 2019. He is 45% from the field, 42% from 3, and 16 a game. Whoa, chat, 16 a game for basically 8 seasons is a little bit, that's a higher number than I would have expected. Yeah, he had a couple of 17, 18 games. I guess in Philly there, at the end, he was probably a little bit more important than he was, on those Clippers teams. But again, just his ability to play different roles in offenses showed at the end of his career. So he's definitely a little bit better player, I think, than Phil Jackson. But Phil Jackson, again, better as JJ Redick, a little bit of a ways to go as a head coach. And I guess didn't accomplish the Lakers head coach winning the title in his first season stat, because that was a thing that was floating around as well too, with, again, like Phil Jackson, maybe Paul Westphal, and then Pat Riley as well too from back in the day, I think. But then, again, Redick seems like he's a good bet. So Nash, Kidd, I'm sure these are all guys obviously from our era, so those are going to be the names that are going to be the first ones that pop into our head. But just in terms of the all-time stuff, again, it's usually the coach is the guy, at least in NBA history. And the trend for more of the player coaches has definitely started, I guess more recently as well too. But the coach guy has always been the more successful. I guess Lenny Wilkens, chat, how could we forget about Lenny Wilkens? Of course, he is actually inducted in the Hall of Fame as both. and really good. I mean, had that MVP season we were looking at that one time, had a decade of All-Stars, I believe. So, yeah, again, like kind of like Chris Bosh, like he just pile up so many All-Stars at some point. And not to say that that's all that Chris Bosh was doing. Yeah, multiple 20 points. Yes, high teens for scoring, playmaking, 17 and 9 that MVP season, 20 and 8, 22 and 8 the next season after that as well too. So, and again, he actually had a head coaching career, but Bird, I mean, could have definitely been as good of a head coach, I'm assuming, as Lenny Wilkens anyways. But 38-30, yeah, the Pistons hit a couple of shots. The Knicks took a timeout. Are we still in the we're in the timeout still on the ESPN. Okay, good, chat. Siakam, when he gets to cooking, he's going to unlock the team. 4 points tonight, so hasn't quite, of course, taken over the same way he did in the last game. But McConnell, chat, off the bench, 10 points. 4 for 6, the TJ McConnell game. I mean, his impact is always there with his energy and with his playmaking. But for him to actually have a scoring quarter, and I don't know if TJ McConnell's going to drop 25 tonight. He might, but again, for him to give him this type of quarter, this type of stretch is what you need, Chad. So, yeah, he's been double digits in the playoffs here. 9 points a game for the season. 8 points a game for the playoffs. 11 a game in the playoffs last year. But he's 52% from the field. 33% from three. But pretty crazy efficient. Four assists a game so far as well, too. And 16 minutes a game. So per 36, chat, in the playoffs. 20 and 9? He's a 20 and 9 guy on 52% from the field. So TJ McConnell, his stock's rising, chat. TJ McConnell's going to get himself overpaid in too many minutes next year. Somebody will be like, well, we need TJ McConnell to be our second best player on our team. Obviously, he's going to keep up this production if we increase his minutes. But again, tonight, he is having that performance. And another iconic performance. I mean, you had the Siakam game in the last game. He had a 19 for Philly in a game win against Boston, but that was the only win of the series. They lost that in 5, so not necessarily going to go down as an iconic performance. A 20-point win against Indiana last year in a closeout game, so that's probably his best playoff game at this point. 23 points in the 3-point loss to Boston, 10 for 17 from the field. 23, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. So, I guess game score? Oh, no, this one is a little bit of a higher game score, chat. But for this playoff run, yeah, easily his, pacing to be his best game anyways. He did have this 18-point game against Milwaukee in overtime as well, too. Sneaky good closeout game, guy, chat. I don't know if we need to do an elimination game stat check for TJ McConnell. StatMuse ain't going to help us out any with that. But just eye test looking at those really quick. Those aren't looking too bad. Oh, what's this French Open, chat? The French Open ad in 2000. Look at the Williams sisters. Venus Williams, I think, was what they said we got there. So, chat, I mean, the dominance all the way back in the day. It just shows you how crazy the runs have been for the, that iconic family, chat. But Shamet, who was that? Is Shamet on this team? That has to be Shamet. He's moving around too quick. I can't tell right now. Oh, yeah, there it is, chat. Shout out to Shamet for making an appearance. So Tibbs is playing the guys tonight, chat. He's actually decided to mess with the lineup. Mitchell Robinson in as a starter, using some guys on the bench a little bit. Mathurin attacking, though, a chance to make this a 10-point game. Uh-oh, chat. I mean, we've seen teams give up leads all series. Oh, Anunoby flying in with the dunk on a replay. But we've seen teams give up leads all series, but not the. I mean, the Knicks, they had those wins against the Celtics. They haven't proved they can have that win against the Pacers yet. I don't know if Knicks fans are feeling confident with them in a deficit at any point. I mean, maybe 10 points again, still not too bad. But now it's like, oh no. 3-0? It's over? The season's done? I mean, Knicks fans, are you happy? Is this a good season? You're back in the conference finals. I mean, if you had gotten a win at MSG in the conference finals, that would have been probably a nice experience for fans. Because, again, you assume that this team is headed in the right direction in some ways, but you don't want to take for granted just making it to certain stages. and just assuming you're going to be right back in there at some point. But I guess you're still, if they do win, I mean, are they going to get swept? Like, could they still win Game 4 in Indiana, and then they're back for Game 5 in Madison Square Garden, and then they win Game 5, and then maybe Indiana wins Game 6 at home? And yeah, it's still a very realistic outcome for the series, a realistic thing for the fans at MSG for them to still experience a win. But is that the goal of the season? Win a game in the conference finals. I mean, they took down Boston. They had a pretty successful year. It's not necessarily the end of the season blues yet, but it is, of course, a team with championship aspirations. What is happening on this backcourt violation, chat? Matherin, just pick up the backcourt violation and don't let him inbound from right under the basket. He just let the ball roll all the way out of bounds almost. Underneath, wait, shot clock violation? Some violation. He couldn't obviously touch it, but because it would have been a backcourt violation, I guess. So it eventually became a shot clock violation. But yeah, they're just going to inbound it right on their own side of the court. I mean, foul immediately by Turner on the Towns trying to get in position on the post up. But yeah, Matherin, I mean, not the most disastrous thing in the world, but still a little thing that you got to clean up here now and then. Jalen Rose at the free throw line, chat. Our guy Jalen Rose, shout out. You got to make those, Jalen. Hey, yo. Indiana's up by 2, though. This is fun, chat. I guess we do know that New York wins this series, I guess, if it's the 2000. Well, I guess if it's the 2000, am I thinking of it right? If Indiana, because the Spurs won the 98-99 finals, not the two, and the 2000, the 99-2000 would have been that first Lakers title. So yeah, they are given the winning Knicks series here. Yeah, 13-14. Yeah, first finals win. Yeah, 98-99 was the lockout shortened season. So we do know the Pacers win this series. So I'm guessing maybe the Pacers. Is this the elimination game? Maybe as the classic, this is the elimination game. But I guess we don't technically know what's going to happen here. I don't know if the Knicks win this one, how it goes. This specific game, anyways. Yeah, Chad, definitely a veteran Pat Ewing for sure as well, too. But the defense, the block on the interior, I mean, still, again, a little like Duncan. The defensive presence was there all throughout his career. Pat Ewing, definitely an underrated guy, chat, in the NBA. Of course, had those expectations when he entered the league, and then enters the league, of course, right before, because he would have been 85 draft, right? So he would have been right after MJ. But regardless, same time as the league he enters, MJ, Hakeem are both in the league. Shaq is in the league a decade later, and you've still got the Magic, Bird, Isaiah combination of stars from the 80s still, of course, dominating in the 80s and still being around there for a couple of years. So it was a little bit weird probably for him to just, again, that's a lot of talent at the top of the league throughout the center position as well. I mean, we looked at those all NBA battles, like and David Robinson as well too. We got to mention in the 90s battling as well. Like all those guys are going to be battling for those league accolades and various awards. But I mean, Ewing, of course, he's recognized all NBA, all 75. But I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like there's like a slightly more positive vibe that could be had with Pat Ewing. I mean, he does, speaking of player coaching careers, chat, I don't know if the Georgetown coaching career helped him out as well too. And there is that thing at Georgetown where I still, and it's totally fair. Like you look back at that team and go, should they have won the college championship every year? But who actually does that besides basically Bill Walton and Kareem? And they were actually in the finals basically every year as well too, and in the Final Four, and just being one of the most dominant teams in college basketball. And his teams dominant in the playoffs every year, contending for the titles. We're in the finals one year. I mean, again, the East was run by the Bulls, so it's like the idea of them necessarily losing to the champion every year as well too is pretty realistic with some of those playoff matchups as well. But yeah, Chad, we're pro Pat Ewing on this pod. I'm a fan. Again, we like to root for the number one overall picks with the expectations, and when maybe the narratives can change a little bit. I mean, Towns obviously hasn't had a Pat Ewing career up until this point, because again, even without winning a title and stuff, like he's still considered one of the 50 to 75 best players in NBA history. I don't know if Towns quite gets that nod at this point yet, chat, even though he has had a pretty impressive decade. 11 All-Stars, 3 All-Defenses. I mean, yeah, that run from 87 to, hey, there we go, 87 to 98, chat, to 97. So basically a decade-long run. MVP votes every year. 24 and 10, 51% for the field. Almost 3 blocks a game as well, too. And yeah, like we said, the MVP votes, couple of second teams All-NBA, a first-team All-NBA in that 89-90 season. And then mostly the second-team All-NBAs. But again, he's making second-team All-NBAs to like Hakeem and David Robinson and stuff. So literally the few guys in NBA history that would just be on the list over him anyways. Like, that's just what happened. That's why the list and the legacies and stuff shake out the way they do. But Pat Ewing's right there with them with all these guys, Chad. Great center. Great value in the all-time fantasy draft, Pat Ewing. I mean, anybody from this Knicks Pacers, anybody from the East in the 90s is great value on the all-time draft because, I mean, again, they're ultimately still all going to have to go up against MJ. But the teams are definitely going to be a little bit more stacked. The player talent is going to be able to be accentuated in a little bit of a different way. But Bridges, chat, kind of getting stuck on the dribble here. Towns in the corner. This is going up for 3. Oh, no. He's going to take Haliburton to the basket. There we go. Towns attacking the smaller player, chat. Did he get an offensive foul or did Haliburton get the foul? Offensive foul? Towns throwing the elbow? Yeah, they were kind of hooking each other, though. That, honestly, you could have just let that play on. Haliburton getting the hometown call there. Oh, no. Okay, there we go, chat. Towns at the free throw line. It keeps saying offensive foul on the closed caption. I'm not reading the full thing, so I just keep saying it. I guess I'm just thinking that that's what the call is. Wait, is Carlisle challenging? Again, Towns definitely does, he's batting the arm away. He definitely does hook him, but I think Haliburton's making contact as well, too. And to be honest, the fact that he turns the hook into a push-off, I think might, maybe I'm just park rules here, chat, but it almost, the equal physicality, but both guys, hand fighting, hand checking, just play on. Can you go to the booth and review it as just a play on? Be like, both guys kind of fouled each other. It doesn't really matter what are we going to make a call here. Just play on. Jump ball at center court. Inbound Knicks or something. Just, keep it moving. But, yeah, just give Towns the bucket and just say it's Pacers ball and just keep playing. No free throws, but Towns scored. It's legit. Inbound. Keep going. Like, can you do that? Can you do that? What a refreshing thing to happen in the NBA. I guess free throws aren't. It's more the reviews and the free throws themselves that are the slower pace killer thing, the momentum killer for the entertainment value of the league. But regardless, just for them to be like, hey, okay, well, at least cut a couple of seconds out here and just say, Knicks scored, Towns got the shot, we don't want to call a foul on anybody, and the Pacers are just going to get the ball and keep going. Haliburton was the smaller guy. He's going to try to be a little more physical to get an advantage, to try to play defense, and we're going to let Towns fight back. Like, I don't know who the ref is, but maybe that can just be the call, chat. Because, yeah, I mean, Haliburton's got his bicep. They're like a bicep Roman handshake lock almost. I guess maybe that's more of a forearm sort of thing. Hey, yo, chat, what's the Roman handshake? Don't look that one up on the Urban Dictionary. But that's just a play on. Let it happen. I guess it probably goes to the offensive foul because maybe Towns is just the center, the more imposing player. But and if this was center to center, I could think either way, Chad. If it's centers, guards, just two players kind of hand checking each other is equal fighting. So I guess I don't know if we got the review as well too from Carlisle. Carlisle, give it up. Hey yo. Whoa. Pause. But don't get too worried about it. Scott Foster returning from the injury in the last game. Scott Foster, what's the call again? Just start over. Okay, so the Pacers fans are cheering. Offensive foul. Towns, they call it on Towns. Carlisle using the home court to his advantage, chat. He called a timeout and said, the refs, wait a second, we're in Indiana. That's our call. You don't call that on Towns in Indiana. You call that on Towns in New York. Or, you don't call that for Towns here. You wait till they're at home. And then it's our turn when we're here in Indiana. Scott Foster. Didn't you read the script before the game? Scott Foster, know your part. Scott Foster would be the ref to forget his lines, chat. We know it. Scott Foster's forgetting how it's supposed to play out. 42-35. Is this the right way? Maybe the Knicks should be winning anyways. Oh, Towns' third foul. Yikes, chat. McBride with 3. Anunoby and Brunson both with 2. So is Tibbs going to take Towns out? Towns to the bench. So this could be interesting, chat, because we've been talking again about how do you build, of course, you're building lineups around Brunson as well, but how do you build lineups around Mitchell Robinson? If you're moving him into the starting lineup, now you've got Mitchell Robinson and 4 shooters. Town is obviously, you know, a perimeter threat as well too, but a different sort of defense switchability guy. Now you've got Hart, Anunoby, and Bridges out there with Mitchell, and the Pacers just immediately score, so maybe they are worse defensively, but they're going to get a good 5 minutes here to see what happens, unless, of course, Anunoby or Brunson get another foul as well, too. But McBride also has 3 fouls, so if Brunson gets 3 fouls, their backcourt's in trouble. You probably just got to trust Brunson at that point as the better player. And is Brunson going to get a 3rd foul here with 5 minutes left? The rest would really be in favor of Indiana. Oh, Bridges missing the corner 3, chat. I mean, again, playing this extra spacing small lineup. It's not going to help with those type of results. Oh, Anunoby. Yeah, get Towns back in the game. This lineup's too small, chat. It is what it is. I guess that's why they were bringing in Mitchell Robinson to start the game anyways. Was to AO, but to increase the size in the starting lineup. So Bridges again for the corner 3. Not able to get it to go again. Mitchell Robinson yanks down the rebound. Anunoby puts it up. The 3s are firing away, chat. So if you're going to fire 3s, this is actually what you want to do with Towns. Move the ball a little bit. Get Brunson playmaking. Use that space to your advantage. Neesmith spinning. Neesmith driving. Neesmith the foul. Are they going to call the and 1? Brunson on the floor, chat. Oh, no. It looks like he's going to be okay, but nervous stuff. Down, down 13 with the chance to go 3-0. You don't know if Brunson pulls it down to Mitchell. Oh, wait. Was it his hand or was it his? I don't know, chat. He's kind of, gripping down and, AO chat, but I think it's just a hand injury for our guy. Yeah, you don't know if he's going to pull like a chat. Mic unplug. There we go, chat. That, I guess, lesson learned. That's what happens when you are messing with the microphone cord. Ayo, chat. Ayo. But yeah, wait a second. We said Pacers by 13, but Pacers by 13. Pulling away here. Second quarter, kind of lower scoring. I guess we still got 4 minutes left for the Pacers to put up some points as well, too. But 9 for the Knicks, chat, in this quarter is crazy. 9 points, season on the line. Clutch player of the year, Brunson. Do you just have to pretend it's the fourth quarter every time? Thibodeau, how do you trick Brunson into thinking it's the fourth quarter? We're saying Thibodeau can't coach this team, but Brunson only gives you 1 good quarter a game. Unfortunately, it's been the last one, a lot of it, and you've been able to keep yourself close. But where is the run by the Knicks? It's turning into a Pacers game. Haliburton the 3. Another foul. So the Pacers, chat, are getting to the line in this second quarter. The Knicks are getting a little undisciplined on defense, and the Pacers are taking advantage, but they are getting the calls. The free throws are going to help them push it to 20. Just too many, obviously, easy looks if we're getting to the foul line. 8 for 10 from the Knicks. 12 for 14 from the Pacers. So it's not like dramatic. I guess they do have 4 more makes, so it's not the difference in the game. But again, with Brunson, like, the Knicks are a team that hunts fouls in a way. And the Pacers, they do kind of just, they don't hunt fouls in that way, obviously. So if they are getting more free throws, there's just a physicality and there's a whistle that's going their way that is usually probably not there. And Brunson has gotten a couple of fouls, though, they've had a couple of fouls as well, too, on some non-shooting situations. They've been having some more fouls on the ground tonight as well, too, I think. Because Haliburton's had a couple of those. But Neesmith chasing Brunson around the 3. Brunson can't get it to go, chat. The Knicks cannot get a 3 to go tonight. The season is slipping away. Haliburton for 3. Haliburton makes an 18 and 11 nothing run. It's only the second quarter. And like we're saying, the Pacers fans are feeling like they're going to the finals. Haliburton with the steal and the dunk. 20-point game. The Pacers are going to be up. Bring out the brim. The Pacers are they the most dominant team in the playoffs now? The Thunder did have that performance. I mean, the Thunder, they did obviously have a pretty, the Timberwolves definitely beat it pretty good, but the Thunder also, again, they had a pretty poor performance themselves. So the Knicks are, I guess, in that same sort of vein of just not having a great game. What are they? 17% from 3, Chad. 3-0 on the line. Oh, no. This is we're not in full off. Again, it's more of an in-game implosion. It's not quite, the ripple effects are not quite into the offseason yet, chat, but this is getting close. And like we're saying, I guess game 3, I mean, does it even matter if they win game 4 at this point? That's just for pride. They would just say that they can't get swept. They didn't get swept in the playoffs. But the reality is, the 3-0, like, they got taken down in the series about as dominant as you could in the first 3 games. Or, I guess not, again, like 20-point wins every time. But the emotional and the final result of it is a 3-0 deficit that is just basically statistically impossible to overcome if everything is playing out normal for the way it had in the 3 games before. So, I mean, again, I guess we can't necessarily write them off for this game either, chat. But the Knicks in this series haven't given us that confidence of the 20-point games, and there is an energy with the Knicks that you don't feel. And there was an energy with them in those games against Boston where they never felt out of it, of course, even down 20. I mean, Anunoby makes it 18 again. I don't know, making it interesting. But I guess 15 would be the range if somehow they could get it down there, chat, to the last 3 minutes. Hold Indiana from making a couple buckets. But Nesmith driving and another Nesmith foul. So it's not necessarily Mitchell Robinson, but the attacks, the fact that maybe this lineup has influenced the Pacers to attack more is unlocking this game that they never had. I mean, I'm doubting that they've won the free throw battle in the other 2 games. Again, just Brunson alone, I'm assuming, has carried his team in that stat to get that, or, at least going to be getting enough free throws. I guess maybe Siakam was putting up some free throws, chat, in this last game. Maybe he did get his team in the mix. 6 for 8. Okay, not crazy. Brunson only 5 for 5, but 18 for 21 from the free throw line. 15 for 21 from the free throw line for the Pacers. Again, they still won the game, regardless. But yeah, the same amount of attempts, and they didn't even make as many. And in game 1, a game that did, of course, go to overtime, Haliburton the star power, chat, is off the table right now, but 21 for 18 for the Pacers. And is that 3? Or is that free throws? 40 free throws in game 1? I mean, yeah, you got Brunson with 14, and Towns with 11 is going to get you pretty close to that number. But, again, you got the Pacers in front in that category tonight. 5 turnovers in this quarter as well, too, for the Knicks. Is not going to help. That just goes to show you that it's just kind of an overall undisciplined performance here, and an avoidable thing that's kind of happening almost. Yes, they are getting outplayed by a team that has gotten wins on them, but I mean, this is obviously something that you gotta, again, now start taking pride in your own sort of effort and performances here. Josh Hart probably back in the game for that reason, chat. I mean, can you just play the Villanova guys, just the 3 of them, bring back DiVincenzo? I mean, is the AT&T sponsorship ad enough? Is that powerful enough to get DiVincenzo in the lineup for just the second half, the last couple of minutes of the season potentially, as the Knicks just don't have enough? It's like the last superpower move is the in-season trade for Dante DiVincenzo. But Josh Hart, yeah, like I said, back in the game, I guess in that Towns spot. So, yeah, I mean, Towns is going to be on the bench for the next couple of minutes as well, too. And I guess that has helped contribute to this run, chat. Anunoby, the sidestep 3, They haven't gotten great looks. So if they catch a little bit fire here, it does get him to that 16-point mark. So almost to that that arbitrary 15-point mark we were saying. But that's not even a we think they can win. That's just a, okay, we at least still think it could be interesting if it's 15 points. I do think Indiana at home is a pretty trustworthy team with the way they've been playing, though, in the playoffs to close this one out. And in the fourth quarter, they have the lead in the throwback game as well, too. Reggie Miller, there's a Reggie Miller stat that's on the board that the closed captioning just covered up. So I guess we just lost that Reggie Miller nugget into eternity, unfortunately. But regardless, I guess he's having a pretty good performance for either a player in general or a player's age or a player in the Pacers. I don't know, Chad. Regardless, though, again, historic stuff from always you can assume historic stuff from Reggie Miller when he's lined up, chat. But Travis Best has gotten a couple of free throw attempts in this game. Aggressive Travis Best. Oh, Brunson did pick up his fourth foul, chat. Brunson picked up 2 more fouls in the last couple. I mean, again, you cannot be undisciplined like that. Crazy stuff, chat. Brunson himself. Brunson affecting his own spot in the player rankings. The Knicks! What is happening? I thought we said the Knicks was the team we felt most comfortable with the potential of their lineup going into the conference finals. So, you know, they're still going to just be in this 16-point range here, I think, into half. So I guess maybe they're going to still be interesting. We'll see if the Pacers hit a 3. A turnover by the Knicks. They're going to have to start playing some offense to defense stuff. Oh, Shamet just throws it right back to Nesmith. Unbelievable. I guess shout out to Thibodeau for at least moving off some guys and trying Shamet here at the end of the half. But yikes, chat. Shamet's so close to a good play. So close. Nembhard to Siakam. Siakam, the little mini. Not quite. Oh, the offensive rebound. You could have cut it to 14 there. Maybe even 13. But Haliburton drives. Haliburton kicks back out for 3. Get a stop, New York. Get a stop. There we go. 28 seconds left. Control the pace. No Brunson with the 4 fouls. You can't risk it. So, Bridges, you got to be able to get one look here at the end of the half. Cut this baby to 14. You'd be walking with a little bit of a pep in your step all of a sudden. Bridges attacking. Shamet. It's going to be Shamet taking the shot. No, Bridges again, Chad. In the corner. You got to make that. There it is. 13 going into the half potentially. 4.5, 4.7 left. Can you stop the half-court heave? Haliburton behind the back. The crossover. Oh, he gets a look. Yeah, not able to get it to go, chat. But 13. Okay. Okay. 19 to 28 is not great. Not anytime you score less than 20 and a quarter is not great, but you're within fighting range. Brunson picking up those 2 lazy fouls is not great as well, too. That is a little bit of a maybe you thought the game was going to get out of hand sort of mentality thing happening there. But, yeah, still a fighting chance, chat, for the New York Knicks in the second half. But Pacers third quarter, you got to watch out because home court, Rick Carlisle, Tyrese Haliburton, I think they're going to be locked in once we get past the break. But, yeah, speaking of breaks, chat, quick break ourselves for halftime, and then we'll let the legendary game play out, the classic game play out here. And then, like I said, we're going to fire up a new movie tonight, chat. Stay tuned. We'll figure it out. It's got T.I. Is that our teaser? I guess if you were in the live stream last night, you know what we're talking about. But, yeah, T.I. chat and the rest of this legendary Pacers game, the rest of this current Pacers game, up next. Okay, chat, we're back. I got distracted watching the throwback Pacers playoff game there for a second. I was like, oh, wait a second, we got to get back to the live stream and get back going. Reggie Miller was taking over the fourth quarter. They said it's 11 of the team's 15 points in this classic game. So, I mean, that's part of the reason that this game is probably classic. And, I mean, Reggie Miller's game, chat, a little more versatile maybe than it gets remembered for. I mean, obviously, Reggie Miller, I think, beloved player remembered throughout. But just in terms of the actual dynamics of the game, again, in that three-point shooter legacy, I think kind of goes, and I think, of course, Ray Allen as well, too, is in this mix of, like, if you threw on some of the early Ray Allen highlights, again, this is, later Reggie Miller, but if you threw on some of the earlier Ray Allen highlights, you'd see the full, he got game chat, you'd see the full offensive game. What are we looking at here on the background? What just happened? We went from ESPN to Space Jam? Okay, we're back, chat. Yeah, with Miller, again, he gets that three-point label. You kind of think of him as a guy that would be, and he was, of course, running off screens and the relocation, the movement shooting, all that different stuff. Klay Thompson-y, sort of all-time Kyle Korver type stuff. But in this game, you see him battling guys in the post, getting physical, almost a little bit more Devin Booker-y, I guess, than what I was necessarily thinking that he gets remembered as. Again, you think Klay Thompson, you think he's going to be out there firing threes off of not necessarily putting down a ton of dribbles. And not to say that again, Booker can be a minimal dribble type player as well, too. He can be relocating off the ball and then jab step, couple dribble. I mean, this is literally what Reggie Miller is doing right there. Getting to a spot and then getting the shot up. But again, you think Devin Booker kind of score from all over the place. You don't think of him necessarily as a quote-unquote three-point shooter. And that's to Reggie Miller's credit of being maybe a little bit even more of a dynamic perimeter threat than Devin Booker is. But again, just in terms of the ability to get shots from all the different spots, the way that Booker does, I think Reggie Miller does have a little bit of that. Again, I don't know if that's a perfect comp because I think maybe if we watched a little bit more Ray Allen outside of the Denzel movie, we would probably maybe see more similarities there as well too. But I think similarities in the forgotten aspects of the game, chat. That's for sure. And again, like Reggie Miller's the lead scorer on this team, and so is Ray Allen. But in order to do that, you definitely can be just like Korver was, maybe the main part of that offense for the Hawks team when they were making their playoff runs. And again, he's running the three-point strategy in the way that we're talking about. But Mike Miller as well too, a bit more of a one-dimensional kind of three-point shooter in his. Again, he's a little more versatile as well. All these guys, they were great scorers in college, and it's like we're going to kind of scale it back in the NBA. You're going to focus a little bit more on just the three-point shooting element of it. But some of the physicality stuff, I think, gets forgotten with Reggie Miller. And it makes a ton of sense as well too, with just the type of talker that he was. It would make sense that he would just be unafraid and be willing to battle players and not just do this. Because I don't think you necessarily saw Klay do that as much, where he would kind of. I think he definitely could post up a guy from 12 feet or something like that, but I don't know if it was the main part. Obviously not the main part of his game. It's just not something that I really picture as a thing that they would run for him. Or if he was getting that shot, again, he was kind of using his dribbles just to get himself ready to get the shot. He wasn't necessarily a post and then fight for position, two dribbles to like move the guy off or whatever, and then something. Him improving his handle as well too is a part of that as well. But yeah, Reggie Miller, of course, legendary player. Love, of course, learning more about his game on the rewatch. But Mark Jackson as well too, another, underrated, legendary guy, great point guard, could really run the offense. A lot of beloved characters just from that 30 for 30 as well. But beloved TV guys, one of the best maybe the all-time TV team chat. You got Reggie Miller, Mark Jackson, and Jalen Rose all at the same time on the team. Has there been a better analyst crew at the same time on an NBA roster? Did Bird ever do analysis? Because McHale obviously did TV, and did they play with Heinsohn and Havlicek? What was the overlap for some of those guys? I don't know if they quite all overlapped. And those guys were more like, I guess Heinsohn was more the local Celtics guys. So Scalabrini, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce, chat. Is that the next potential? I guess Kendrick Perkins as well, too. So Perks, Scalabrini, Garnett, and Paul Pierce. And Garnett and Paul Pierce are definitely doing a lot of the on-the-court talent aspect of the work there over Perk. But Reggie Miller, Mark Jackson, and Jalen Rose versus Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Kendrick Perkins is an interesting lineup. The Celtics, again, maybe have some positional advantages there. Like, is Mark Jackson going to be able to guard Perk? Like, Perk's got to be able to really take advantage of that matchup if that's what they're going to be running out there. And again, you got Scalabrini as well, too, the fourth guy. So do the Pacers have a fourth guy? Is it just going to be 3-on-4 in this random tournament bracket? Because the Knicks have Van Gundy, so I guess the Pacers can't necessarily... If we were just going guys from this series, then Van Gundy has to play, maybe. But otherwise, did Travis Best have a TV run, chat? Is there somebody else that... I'm not... Like, Rick Smits? Maybe Rick Smits calls, like, games overseas, or does, like, the ESPN International. I don't know if he's calling games in a separate language. I don't know. Rick Smits is not Detlef Shrimp, chat. Is Rick Smits International? Or how many languages does Rick Smits know? But Pat Ewing, no TV for Pat Ewing, I guess. So a strong trio, anyways, for the on the court. The guys that could play in a game but also call their own game. That's definitely a solid bet for the best version. I guess Russell did TV as well too, chat. So what do you got? Russell, Heinsohn, and Havlicek all back in the day. See, some of those guys we know. I think like West, did he do TV at some point? Obviously, I guess Rick Barry was on TV, so maybe Nate Thurmond as well. Like, I don't know, back in the Warriors days. Some of those teams, chat, we're just gonna leave out some guys. We'll have to, leave it up to the historians for that. Have Russillo and Simmons dropped their pod this week, chat, or do they have time to add this into the rundown? The legendary player bit for idea for the day. But yeah, shout out to 28 for Reggie Miller. Shout out to Jerry Crawford, chat. Or not, they just said Jerry Crawford on the closed caption, but it made me think of Joey Crawford. Shout out to Joey Crawford, the OG ref. I feel like, especially in the modern NBA, chat, I mean, maybe Joey Crawford is a ref out of time. We always talk about the players being in the wrong era. Was Joey Crawford a ref in the right era? I guess maybe his orneriness would have been a little too much for this day. But with the foul bait, like, how would Joey Crawford be good or bad for foul baiting? Would he get baited, or would he not call any fouls and just be like, screw you? You think you're gonna bait me into calling fouls? Well, watch this. You're just not gonna get any foul calls. Like, we'd have to go back and look at Joey Crawford's history of reffing some James Harden games and see how he fared out. James Harden fans, are you guys pro or anti Joey Crawford? What's the deal? Because obviously we know his history in San Antonio, chat, when he ejected Tim Duncan for just randomly laughing at him at one point on the sideline. So I would say that San Antonio fans maybe not the most fond of Joey Crawford as a ref. We wouldn't necessarily say, like, we would be thrilled if Joey Crawford was calling a game that the Spurs were playing in. But, again, we respect his abilities as a ref, I guess. But I feel like him calling a game with Shea or Brunson would be interesting, chat. Siakam from the baseline. Second half underway. Up 15 right away. So Towns in the game. Brunson in the game. Robinson in the game. Just running the whole starting lineup. I mean, again, you're going to start Brunson even if he has 4 fouls, chat. But Towns, I don't know if you get a little frisky here. Down 15, 2-0. Brunson getting a foul call right away, chat. So he's going to need a couple of fouls and a couple of threes to slow this game down to get the Knicks back in it, but to get some easy buckets as well, too. I mean, again, they haven't really hit any shots tonight. But, get the free points, stop the clock, all that stuff, chat. You're going to have to work yourself back into this one, because even the games that they have, again, battled back in, there's been a close game battle aspect to the games at the end of them where they still have to kind of, they need a little bit of a runway, I think, to sort of, but to grind out these games at the end. So you could make the deficit up and then hit the game-winning shot. It's like, oh, that's the first lead in the entire half. But you could also, I think, want to really, kind of storm back almost. And I mean, that would anybody's strategy is going to be like, we're going to close this lead as quickly as we can. But instead of okay, do we have time to sort of fight this one out? Haliburton forced into settling more so for the tough step back three over Towns. I don't know, maybe you try to take Towns off the dribble there. Towns in foul trouble. See if you can add to that number right away. Put the refs in a spot. Bridges turns the corner. Bridges to Brunson in the corner. Back to Bridges. Great defense by the Pacers, chat. They're staying with their guys. They get Anunoby into the step back three. He almost travels. Oh, he gets it to go. Was that off the tip or was that the three? It was 47, so that's off the three, chat. I guess the Pacers score in this possession. Spoiler alert. They're at 60 right now on the Sling TV. Oh, inside. Yeah, Turner. The easy bucket right over Towns. But great defense by the Pacers there because the Knicks did have a couple of good drives into the lane. They kicked it back out. Brunson, it seemed like he maybe had a little opportunity for a three in the corner there, but they really closed out. And then rotated back to Bridges at the wing. Nesmith trailing him this time. Brunson spins again. No foul call. Great job by Nesmith. Not getting too much into his space. Brunson wasn't even really going for the foul that time. He kind of an interesting attempt there by Bridges. Or Brunson, not see him try to initiate contact. Almost looked like he was a little confused himself. But here we go. The Knicks locking in. Towns staying with these guys in the perimeter. Siakam over the top of Towns. Oh, is that a foul on Nesmith on the box out? Okay, Nesmith, the offensive foul. More on a defensive play, but offensive foul on the offensive rebound attempt. So of course, they're attacking Towns here. We saw Turner get the basket on Towns on the last possession. Siakam with the attempt there. So, of course, with the foul trouble, I mean, it's just got to be basically Towns and Brunson putting these guys in pick and roll action every time. Brunson, of course, being pick and roll, his own end, chat, attacking. I mean, are any of these guys on the Knicks going to take a shot in the second half besides Brunson? Brunson might take 30, 40 shots in this game alone just because of where the Knicks are. I mean, this is the desperation, and every season as well, too, you get more desperate as time goes on. So, like Josh Hart, some of these guys that have actually been on the team for a second, I guess Bridges just got there in a way. But Towns as well, too. This is his first playoff with this team. But Towns has just got the career. He's like, oh, I don't want to have another playoff mess up. Okay, he closes the trail on the transition the transition opportunity, forces Haliburton to settle for the three. The Pacers not able to get a bucket there, but does Towns get a foul? 8:45 into the third, and Towns pick up his fourth foul. What happened there, chat? Was that on the box out attempt? He went for the rebound. That's a little ticky-tacky. I'm not going to lie. That's a little unfortunate. 8:45. Maybe you give that one to Towns. But Towns, of course, you got to help yourself by not getting fouls early in the game. But, and he gets free throws off of that? He was going up for the putback attempt. Ball don't lie, chat. I support Towns on that one. Again, if we seem like Knicks fans tonight, it's because we root for balance in the NBA. I know at this point the balance might be the parity that's already happened. The Pacers being in the finals against the Thunder as the potential matchup. But this is still the series in front of us, chat, so we do want at least balance in this series still. And we will be rooting for the Knicks, at least in this moment. And for this game, I guess, anyways. They're down 2-0, so for at least our own, to make game 4 more interesting, we need the Knicks to win this game. But, again, for the balance sake of it, it would be nice to have a competitive series in the Eastern Conference Finals. But, yeah, ball don't lie, chat. Brunson, to Bridges, not able to get the three to go. Don't settle for early shot clock threes. What are we doing? Haliburton's kind of fallen into the same trap himself, though, so they're fortunate. That time he gets to the mid-range. Smart, at least he gets a little easier look, chat. Just a little bit. Settle for some tough threes. Was that a lob by Bridges, or was that a shot attempt? I don't think Anunoby? Is that what you guys call him in Minnesota? OG Anunoby, or maybe in Canada when he was on the Raptors. How do you guys say his name? Can we get clips of fans in Canada saying OG Anunoby? Oh, Neesmith chat. The 3-point streak continues. 68-52. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And the Knicks aren't even going to feel good in the throwback game because the Pacers are pulling away there too, chat. It's just a tough night for the Knicks all the way around. Double elimination from the conference finals. Sorry, Knicks fans. This game is even worse. It's in Madison Square Garden. Oh, the memories, chat. Knicks fans are all tuned out of the live stream by now. It is what it is. I'm not saying that we're not going to say, oh, well, there's 29 other teams, but the New York market, great fans. But we get it. You guys can have a little time to yourselves right now to process the feelings. But again, I don't know if the season of it being to just the Eastern Conference Finals is enough, chat. Is this the Knicks owners? They just cut away to a couple of guys, and it looks like some mob bosses. Herb Simon? Oh, no, that's the Pacers owner, I think. I think Herb Simon still owns the Pacers as well, too. Shout out. But I guess Herb Simon, who knows what he's involved in, chat? Do we need to look up Herb Simon's businesses to figure out how he owned the Pacers? Or do we just leave that sort of... We don't need to turn over that stone. It's okay. Too much information to know, chat. We don't need to start getting ourselves in danger by looking into Herb Simon's past, I guess. But what do we got? 91 to 80? 54 seconds left. Yeah, shout out to the 2000 Indiana Pacers once again for winning the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm guessing with the way they're celebrating here or Reggie Miller the way the Knicks fans have cleared out, that the season is over. Mark Jackson with some high fives. Back to the finals or back to the Indiana for one more game? I guess they wouldn't have actually gone to the finals at this point. Again, they would have had the dramatic, I think the Ewing layup moment would have already happened. Dramatic moments of them potentially making it and them being right on the doorstep. So there is an expectation, of course, already in place. Chris Mullin? Chris Mullin's on the bench for the Pacers? Now that is some respectable ring chasing right there, chat. The Indiana Pacers, not the Pacers franchise specifically, but that type of team. A pretty good team. Like, I guess, would you consider a guy joining the Timberwolves right now, like ring chasing, or, even the Pacers right now? I guess, speaking of the Pacers, if somebody joined the Pacers next season, it would be a little ring chasing. It would be. But it would still be, and it depends, of course, on what they would accomplish in the finals, but it would still be a little bit of them needing another piece or two to potentially, get over the hump against a team like maybe OKC or, whatever, Western Conference. Or if they had played a fully healthy Boston, who knows, Cleveland as well, too. Both of those are probably, the depth as well maybe helps in the matchups just against those teams, specifically the options and the three-point shooting as well. I think is both those teams maybe better matchups for the Pacers than the Knicks. But regardless, chat, once again, at least this time. And the Knicks as well, too. They had their own success against the Pacers. So this, again, it's a rivalry. I think the recent history of it is not great. But at least some of the Knicks fans that have been around a little bit have at least some fond memories of them getting some playoff wins over the Pacers. But yeah, back to the finals, chat. Reggie Miller, shout out Larry Bird as the head coach, and Rick Carlisle and Tyrese Haliburton are on pace to do the same thing. Okay, chat, we got to get the Tubi fired up here. We might as well, because perfect timing. Knicks Pacers is getting out of control. What is going on with this thing, Chad? With this Hayden Christensen, T.I., I think Chris Brown in this movie, a heist movie? I mean, I didn't even know that this was possible. Paul Walker, Chad. Paul Walker is one of those guys that, I mean, because of the Fast and Furious franchise, of course he is just he's a major presence on the screen of a lot of movies in the rotation. Yeah, a lot of movies in the Fast and Furious franchise as well, too. At least he's, in 7 of them. But, or I guess he's not in, is he in Tokyo Drift? We don't really go back to Tokyo Drift that much. Maybe he's got a cameo, but, he's at least in 6. Because even Toretto's not in the second one. So Toretto's in, I guess, 5. So you get 5 of them with Paul Walker and Toretto. And again, those movies are going to be rewatched all the time. But his actual dig into the discography is not something that we haven't necessarily done before. Now it's like one of those things where once you find the movie and you're like, oh, wait a second, Paul Walker did more than just what's his name, Chad? See, sometimes you just know their actor names. I guess except for, well, Vin Diesel, Dominic Toretto. Everybody knows Dominic Toretto. What's Paul Walker's name? Brian? I forget. I guess his name's just Brian. So it's Dominic Toretto's, a name to remember, Chad. But his actual other movie. Yeah, I guess same with Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel's got he's got that wrestling movie. Is Vin Diesel in The Pacifier or is The Rock in The Pacifier? I'm not sure, Chad, but I think that's Vin Diesel. He's got the Xander Cage series as well, too. So he is a couple of, I guess not semi-rewatchable, but, rewatchable sort of cult classic type movies. 70-15. We're back to 15. Okay, so the Knicks are keeping it close. I guess I'll wait just a second to fire it up. We got to keep focusing. Michael Ealy's in this movie? Never mind. Fire it up right away. That's a stacked cast. So did they spend all the money on the cast and not on the plot? What happened? How did this movie not take over the culture? Maybe in 2010 we were just tuned out. Maybe this is, well, again, because of DVD culture. Like, it's not like movies weren't able to have a second life. Video store culture, like, that still definitely existed. But streaming, who knows if it helped this type of movie. I guess, again, with a Tubi run like this, who knows if that helps it have a second life. But 13, it just doesn't feel like they're going to get this to double. I mean, again, with the way they played tonight, it doesn't feel like they're going to close this to double digits by the fourth quarter. The fact that they've at least are still in that range where they were at halftime at this point even feels like a win. And again, even it's only a shot. 1 3-point bucket and one, whatever. Couple of good possessions. They're right there from double digits. If you're down 9-10, and Neesmith, chat, is being taken off the court. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Again, Brunson stopper, who knows, but at least a guy to chase Brunson around is still a thing. And a physical mismatch on offense as well, too. At least he makes it a little bit more difficult for Brunson and some of the switching stuff. Turner attacking downhill, taking Mitchell Robinson off the dribble, chat. They've done a great job of attacking and using Mitchell Robinson, where, again, he's been an effective switcher and an effective defender against some of the perimeter guard stuff as well, too. They've done a good job of attacking him when he's around the basket, and Turner here attacking him off the dribble as well, too. Because Turner can take him off the dribble a little bit. If he's going to hold up against the guards in a weird way, then maybe Turner can, with the additional size, but maybe he can actually be effective. And he's 5 for 7 tonight, 12 points, having a pretty great game so far. I mean, they could still, I guess it's still 15, still hit a couple of buckets here. But like we're saying, they just haven't proven that in this game they can have a consistent stretch yet. Brunson way off, chat. That might be the sign. Way off. They've had a couple of offensive rebounds. Maybe, I don't know if we check those stats real quick. Here, let me get back on the Google for myself. Maybe that is kind of a thing that's honestly keeping them in it at this point. Yeah, Mitchell Robinson has 3, so they have 7 to Indiana's 5. So Indiana's been pretty even, pretty successful with them in that stat as well, too, chat. But 59-72 may have to be where we shift our focus. Haliburton, a little bit of a chaotic possession. It ends in a turnover with Towns to Brunson to Bridges. Bridges attacking. Bridges has just not really even had his head up to score much tonight as well, too, resulting in a lot of passes. A turnover for the Knicks, chat. Okay. The Knicks don't even want to win this game. Sorry to Knicks fans. But it's not our fault. It's not, whose fault is it? We're not the blame game. Zoe Saldana, Idris Elba? Who made this movie? What is this? Takers. I guess it is 2010, so we've got a random anniversary popping up here. Most of the time, we would rewatch a movie that's classic or a movie that we love that's in our rotation. Another okay, chat. We're in Sleepless territory here with 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know if we spoil this in any way and see what the critics say. Start, getting our own thoughts mixed up before we even watch the movie. Takers boasts some gripping set pieces and keeps things moving quickly, but its two-dimensional characters, cliche script, and brazenly derivative plot make it difficult to recommend. Chat, those don't sound like bad things to me, to be honest. So it says it admits it has gripping set pieces and it keeps things moving quickly. So, I mean, those are two things that are immediately at the top of the list. Two-dimensional characters is fine. What are we, Roger Ebert? Like, I'm just, barely need anything to be entertained. Cliche script, again, what do I know about cliches? I just go, hey, that's cool, and then they just replay it in a movie again, the same heist movie, different characters. I go, hey, that's cool again, and then it's just like whatever rom-com tropes you want to go. I just fall for it every time. Oh, I'm a basic movie fan. Cliche script, fine. Brazenly derivative plot. I guess it depends on what it means by that. What is it? I guess derivative of stuff. It's not derogatory. Maybe that's the word I'm getting it confused with. Derivative. In mathematics, a derivative is a fundamental tool that quantifies. So too much math in this movie could definitely be a downside. Now I see why the Rotten Tomatoes score is at 28. Paul Walker just cooking up formulas on how to rob banks could be a little tough. Yeah, it's similar, imaginative, unoriginal. So yeah, I guess this movie is essentially unoriginal and unoriginal and cliche. I guess it's kind of the same thing, but it sounds like it's more than 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. And again, I guess let's take a look at this actual full cast here. I mean, John Lusenhop, not a name that necessarily I would know as a film guy. So we've got Matt Dillon as like a legendary guy, the lead guy, I don't know, but definitely the veteran performer anyways. Paul Walker in 2010 as a, young star, of course, leading man type guy. Idris Elba, of course, still leading man. Hayden Christensen as the big name what if piece, sort of the heat check guy, chat. That's the Aaron Gordon piece right there, where number 6 overall pick, played Anakin Skywalker back in the day, but it's like now, okay, side character, gets to heat check a little bit more, gets to get a reduced role. Okay, let's switch sound as well too, chat, because I guess we don't necessarily need to hear the Knicks continue to lose. Wait, did we turn the TV off? Oh, I think we accidentally hit the power button. What happened? Yeah, I think we did, chat. Uh-oh. Okay, well, never mind. Restarting. I guess, did we say it's called Takers? So this movie's called Takers. I mean, you see the cast. You see is there a tagline here? Gordon Jennings, Idris Elba's character, and his friends enjoy a luxury. Ooh, this could be a bit of a lengthy recap. Let's go to the IMDb and just get the quick sentence, chat, and see what happens. And I guess we could actually figure out when, like, the anniversary of this movie is technically. Because, again, it is 2010 release, so it kind of lines up perfectly for a 15-year mark. This has summer vibes written all over it, chat. We could not be too far off. Details, release, August 27th. So there is a chance it could be back on Tubi in August. It does say right now it is expiring at the end of the week, chat. So get on it right now. Takers. Only 1 week left on Tubi. But, available in English and Russian. So, a diverse fan base, I guess, that it could be available to. Oh, full storyline. No spoilers, chat. But, yeah, a group of bank robbers find their multi-million-dollar plan interrupted by a hard-boiled detective. Chat, Rotten Tomatoes is not right. Cliche. You know what else they didn't say? That type of cliche, like we said, I'm hooked. I am absolutely hooked. A group of bank robbers find... They didn't even add a second sentence. They know they don't even need it. They don't care what the critics' scores say. They say the only thing we need to have for this movie is a cast and a sentence that says, a group of bank robbers find their multi-million-dollar plan interrupted by a hard-boiled detective. So I'm guessing Matt Dillon's the detective? The old detective, maybe? Or is Chris Brown the detective? Michael Ealy... they said Idris Elba's the detective on Rotten Tomatoes. So Idris Elba is chasing down a group of bank robbers that features Chris Brown, Hayden Christensen, Matt Dillon, Michael Ealy, and Tip Harris? I think maybe T.I. might be a detective in this one, because he was a detective, maybe a crooked detective. Maybe he was a detective in Sleepless. whatever it was. He had a gun and he got shot in a parking garage. So I don't know if he had a badge or not. But we didn't actually get the sound switched over here. Let's get the chat. Let's get full volume. Can we get a sound bar? IT. I don't know what the bass level, a bass boosted version of Takers. But yeah, I don't see chats. I guess this will be a good experiment as well too, because I guess I don't really know what to do with it in a new movie. We've never seen it before. I don't know what's gonna happen. You know, I guess PG-13. Okay, so we know that it's a little bit toned down. We know what not to expect in this movie, chat. Unfortunately, it's going to be a big focus on the heist. Maybe no personal relationships focused on in this movie. It doesn't seem like there's a strong female cast as well, too, at this, some side characters even. Shout out to Zule Hanau, chat, as Monica. Oh, we got Zoe Saldana as well, too, chat. Another one. Another stack. Oh, chat, they're running around right away. I mean, a chase down a staircase scene. So we've got a very, very cut-heavy action. I mean, it's action sequences. But sometimes, of course, the greatness of the action is in the fact that the stunts they have a little bit of room to breathe as well, too. And it's like, oh, these guys are actually fighting. But I guess we should see who this guy is, chat. John Lucenhop? Indiana 78, New York 63. 2:30 left in this third quarter. So we're not totally out at this point, chat. But it's obviously not looking great. So wait, Matt Dillon's a bank robber? Maybe he's another detective. Because I thought I just saw, like, the gray sort of, can we say white beater? What kind of undershirt are we talking about? We're just talking about t-shirts here. Like, we're talking about, he's got that gray sleeveless the t-shirt. And I thought I saw, like, a badge. Okay, so very tactical design, chat, on the bank robbery heist unit. We're getting a heist movie. Of course, we're going to start with a heist right away. But the mask, bank robbery attire is, of course, I think a very, very important part of the bank robbery movie. Not to say that a simple tactical outfit isn't obviously the way to go. These guys look very cool for bank robbers, chat. But it definitely can be a unique part in a way to set yourself apart from these movies, because like it's one of the first couple of things that you think about when you think about a movie like Heat or a movie like The Town, is those standout scenes where you just have the iconic visual of the way that they're dressed, of course, in those spots. Robbing a bank in a skyscraper, chat. So we're way up in a building. Who knows if that becomes an issue here on the escape, if we get some kind of high-rise escape. But also very real in the high-rise sort of effect. There was a shot of them walking past the glass, and you're like, oh yeah, they're up there, chat. Sometimes, the high-rise stuff. Like, I think, Transformers from 2007, maybe not the best comparison. But even some of the later Transformers movies. But sometimes it's like, okay, are we in the high-rise, or is this CGI? Or, the high-rise sort of... Sometimes you only focus on the overlooking stuff when you're in, like, Macau or Shanghai or something like that. But, yeah, what else is this guy up to, chat? John Lucenhop. Mr. Lucenhop. What else is he known for? Tick, tick, tick. Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw. Oh, we did look at this. Okay, yeah, we did look at this guy's IMDb before. So not a very active director anyways. I don't know. Does he have more producer credits? No, chat. He just takes his time. What does it say? Hey, yo. What does it say on Wikipedia about this guy? Is he, like, living in a cabin just only to be seen a couple times a year with a script? It's just like, oh, wait a second. Did you guys hear John Lucenhop is back from the mountain and giving us another script? Yeah, just writer of Speed Kills? What is this, like a Speed remake with John Travolta? Hey, yo, chat. Oh, they're calling in the chopper. We've got a chopper. Is somebody shot? Is that a side piece? Is that a side character, or is that Matt Dillon down? Oh, it's a robber, chat. The robber faking the cop. It's Hayden Christensen. Faking this as an injured security guard only to steal the chopper. Brilliant move. I guess, spoiler alert, we're going to, a little play-by-play, I guess, as this movie goes. Okay, maybe the distraction is good for the Knicks because now they're down 11. A little something. Miles McBride hits the 3. Down by 8, so maybe they needed the freshness of the bench lineup, chat. Maybe they needed some new guys. The starters have just been the fouls, the turnovers, the sloppy plays, AO. But Miles McBride, Landry Shamet, and DeLon Wright, Josh Hart, and Mitchell Robinson, literally the bench. Tom Thibodeau going with the bench. This might be one of the most brilliant moves of his entire career, chat. Shout out to Tom Thibodeau. And shout out to Hayden Christensen for stealing the news chopper. So where are we set at, chat? I should the Dodgers. Okay, so we're in LA. I mean, chat. Check it. Another box. Of course it's going to be LA or New York, or it's going to be a major city. I mean, make no mistake. But LA heist movie? Oh, chat, that was an aggressive nose pick. Sorry, we should have muted the camera for that one. We might have to go with the t-shirt there for that. Okay. There we go, chat. Hopefully we are respectable and presentable now. But, hey, that's what happened. Hey, you're just watching a movie with us, chat. Sometimes we lean over and just, you're like, what is happening? But, yeah, Turner with the dunk. Back up 10. Uh-oh, chat. Hopefully it wasn't just a couple of play momentum. Miles McBride at the buzzer. Oh. That would have been a crazy momentum play right away. So, yeah, this is the crew. Wait, is Idris Elba in the crew? Or is he undercover? Was that a spoiler alert, chat? Or maybe, we didn't see a trailer for this movie as well, too. But, chat, I've got... Are you allowed to blow your nose with a microfiber cloth? That's about all I've got right now. So, it's going to have to do. But, I guess we still could mute the camera. But it is what it is, I guess. So, yeah. Debuted with a short 6-6 Tick Tick Boom. 6 years later, he would direct the drama Lockdown. The film's prison scenes were shot on location and then at the then closed down New Mexico State Penitentiary. So, yeah, maybe a very low, realist, if that's a thing, sort of thing. What does it say? And Steve Murray of the Atlanta Journal wrote, this is about the movie Lockdown in 2020. We should focus on the scenes in between, chat, where these guys are trying to track him down. So, yeah, Matt Dillon is the grizzled cop. I mean, Matt Dillon playing a grizzled cop is definitely in a point in his career in which he would have happened. In 2010, I gotta say, he is still a little bit hot in this movie. Like, Matt Dillon, still looking a little young, still looking a little like they just sort of messed him up. Like, Pacino in Heat, obviously, Pacino, good-looking guy. I don't, no disrespect, chat. Would we trade faces without, would we, without his trading face with Al Pacino is crazy, but you get what we're saying there, chat. Al Pacino's a solid-looking guy any day of the week, but definitely can play the cop that's been around the block a little bit. Like, I think Matt Dillon can get a little grimy if you need him to, but it is a different, like, again, he's what, Wild, are we thinking Wild Things right now? Like, he's definitely a shady character in Wild Things, but he's not necessarily has to be like a gritty sort of type guy, where Pacino's got a little, so he's got some years under his belt, chat. So, yeah, welcome T.I. to the movie, chat. What do we get? What's he wondering up this apartment going for? Who knows? But, in Steve Murray from the Atlanta Journal writing, I guess, about this 2000 Lockdown movie by John Lucenhoop as well. He said, though over the top and simplistic, the film has a punchy B-movie grit and gusto. So, yeah, chat, we honestly might need to get John Lucenhoop signed up to the REMINGTOM production company. Because if we're going to start making these Tubi originals, this might be a guy that we need to get this guy on a Tubi contract. This sounds like perfect stuff. Very simple, very gritty, easy to, digest. But directed takers in 2010, stacked cast. Author Stephen King said in his end of the year Entertainment Weekly column, listed it at number 5 of his best films of 2020. So yeah, Chad, this is a real miss by us that we have not, and we're just now discovering this. This is gonna be one of those movies that we're just gonna start telling everybody about, like we knew that this existed. Like we're just gonna be like, because I feel like this will be an easy one to work into conversation as well too with the champ and with Billy Buckets because they're big Star Wars fans. So we can just kind of naturally bring up Hayden Christensen and I mean Fast and Furious as well too. Paul Walker. I mean Chad, like we're saying, it literally checks all the boxes. It's got Hayden Christensen, Paul Walker, and T.I. So there's gonna be 3 separate conversations in which there's gonna be a chance to bring this movie up, and we're just gonna be like, oh yeah, and then Takers and we'll be like, what? Oh, Idris Elba as well too. Like we're saying, yeah. I mean, 4 potential ways that this movie might drop into conversation, and they might even be talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at any given point as well too. But do we need to do a quick 2010 refresher just for maybe what the top would be? I guess what was Stephen King's list? Do we have a source that we can cite here? It doesn't say there. Does it have one here, chat? Summer movies, August schedule? No. If we just Google it, will we get it? I doubt Microsoft is going to go back into the archives and dig this one up. This is a real test, chat. Stephen King's 2010 top movies list. What were the 4 movies that he ranked over Takers back in the day? Oh, chat, maybe we got it. The Social Network. He had Takers and The Social Network on the same level. Chat, we found a classic. The Green Zone at number 10. At 9. Monsters at 8. Splice at 7. At 6. Takers at 5. The Social Network at 4. Inception at 3. The Town at 2. Let Me In at number 1. Hey, yo. Is this a Stephen King movie? Chat, what a stacked list. The Town, Inception, The Social Network, and Takers? Is Stephen King cool? Do we need to get Stephen King on one of these watch-alongs? Stephen King and our movies list kind of add up to the same. I mean, the fact that he likes this Aaron Johnson vehicle this much as well, too. I mean, maybe this speaks to the rest of 2010, but he's not going for high art. That's for sure. My 10 best. Hey, yo, The Green Zone. Matt Dillon? I don't know, chat. Maybe I think we're definitely more pro Matt Dillon than Matt Damon, even though it's not an anti-Matt Dillon point. It's just, if we had to get the jersey, we'd be getting the Matt Dillon jersey. Do we need to find a way to make jerseys for movies like that? Like, get a Wild Things logo on the front and then a Dillon on the back? Or would it be his character name? Like if we got a Paul Walker from the Fast and Furious franchise, would it be, what's his name, chat? Brian, what is his name? What is Brian's last name in the Fast and Furious franchise? How can I not remember? Which Fast and Furious was released in 2010? Was that Fast 5? When was Fast 5 released? Oh, 2011. So close, Chad. Shout out to Justin Lin for his masterpiece. Yeah, what is Paul Walker's name in this movie? What's his last name? Brian Regan. Luke Hobbs. Tej Parker. I honestly didn't even know what Ludacris's name was in this movie. He was another one that's just like, he's just ludicrous. Brian O'Connor. Of course, chat. So, yeah. Anyways, why were we cooking up Brian O'Connor? Something to do with this Stephen King list. But, yeah. Anyways, number 5, right behind The Social Network, Inception. The Town at number 2 is a strong. Bad title, fantastic movie. I must admit that Martin Scorsese is a more innovative, imaginative director than Ben Affleck. Okay, at least so far. But Ben Affleck understands the sad, seedy underclass of Boston's Charlestown, known just as the Town, to its scuffling inhabitants in a special way. For a movie that ends with a gaudy blast of gunfire, it's strange. It's a strangely intimate film, and the situation that drives the plot is simultaneously sweet and weirdly kinky. So Stephen King getting down with the Town. Inception. Did I fully understand the dream in a concept? I did not. Nor do I care. Christopher Nolan's delirious dreamscapes filled me with delight and wonder. Hey, yo, and that was enough. TV is often great at what it does, but sometimes only the big screen will do. For long stretches of Inception, I was literally unable to look away. Yeah, see, chat? He's a simple... Maybe this is why Stephen King isn't great. Because he's just a simple man like us. He just goes, I just want to be entertained by movies sometimes. Like you can literally tell by his list how easy it is. But I mean, and The Social Network is one of those, I guess, quote unquote high art movies, but Sorkin with his, like when Sorkin is, he's a little, obviously a little streaky with his dialogue at times, but when he is in heat check mode for a movie, obviously Sorkin's dialogue can be really made, his type of movies can really capture. But Jesse Eisenberg's revelation is a fast-talking, corner-cutting, terminally insecure compu geek Mark Zuckerberg, meaty and character-driven, full of too smart for their own good kids who talk with the rat-a-tat speed of Gunsoles in a James Kanji movie. The Social Network succeeds where Michael Douglas' Wall Street sequel fails. It's nasty business classic. Michael Douglas Wall Street sequel? Is that what The Social Network's being compared to? I think it's a couple levels above a Wall Street sequel. I mean, maybe Wall Street the original, but I don't even know about a Wall Street sequel class. But Takers as the number 5, a satisfying, complex cops and robbers movie features great performances from Matt Dillon, Idris Elba, and surprisingly but true, Hayden Christensen. So we discovered this movie in the Hayden Christensen IMDb, and it's because maybe Hayden Christensen is a big performer in this movie. The climax strains credulity, but the characters for real. The armored car heist is the best action scene I've seen in this year. Oh, chat, so stay locked in. There's going to be a heist. T.I. in a mansion? Is T.I. some kind of billionaire, or at least millionaire, 100,000-aire bank robber? He's got a great mansion, an infinity pool, and some scotch, it looks like. So whatever heist he's been up to lately, it has been working. But yeah, Taker's apparently well received by the general public in the moment. So shout out to Lusenhamp. Does Lusenhamp have anything in the works, chat? Anything? Nothing upcoming either. So did he just retire? What happened to our guy Lusenhamp? This guy makes movies that we want to see. I mean, Hollywood's falling apart and John Lusenhamp is just letting it happen. I don't like it, chat. Something's up. We need to understand, or maybe something happened that I just don't know about, but why is John Lusenhop absent from making movies? But yeah, his magnum opus, chat, Takers, 2010. Shout out. But like we were saying with Paul Walker, there isn't a ton of movies that we go back to, unfortunately, that we it's just knowledge at this point. We just haven't made our way through the Paul Walker IMDb. So who knows, chat? Maybe we'll next year find another movie to watch as well too. And now, it's summer, chat. It's getting into that time. Hey, yo, basketball, unfortunately, is slipping away. Oh, the Knicks, chat, in the fourth quarter have made this a 3-point game. So yeah, we should have turned on Takers earlier. It would have been good luck for the Knicks. T.I., I don't know. Who is it, chat? Is it T.I., Matt Dillon, Paul Walker, Idris Elba, Zoe Saldana, or John Lusenhop? That's responsible for the good luck. But one of these guys being on screen, apparently it's working, chat. Or it's Miles McBride being checked into the game. One of those two. Ben Shepherd, I don't know. You guys decide. But is it the real on-the-court stuff, or is it the superstitious fandom stuff? Because it definitely could be the superstitious fandom stuff. Brunson, not even in the game. Brunson, Ewing theory. Down 2-1. And they're going to make the comeback without Jalen Brunson, chat. So he does have a pretty... he's a working actor, chat. That's for sure. Why does Joyride just stand out right away, chat? Hey, yo. Hey, yo. But maybe it's just Paul Walker driving a car. Seems like a good plot. 3 young people on a road trip from Colorado to New Jersey talk to a trucker on their CB radio, then must escape when he turns out to be a psychopathic killer. So we got a little psychological mystery thriller here, chat. It looks like kind of a Paul Walker-led movie, to be honest. Oh, wait. Why are we zoomed in so far here, chat? There we go. Paul Walker, Steven Zahn, Lily Zabowski, Charlotte Bowman, Stuart Stone, Basil Wallace, Brian Lechner, chat. So yeah, maybe a little bit. I don't know who this is released by, but Amazon. It's like I guess it's not a Prime movie back in 2001, but maybe a little bit of a smaller film. I guess when did Paul Walker start, chat? When did Paul? Okay, Shaman out of the game. We got to pay attention. We got to somehow double duty. Idris Elba in the white suit, chat. Looking great. Hayden Christensen, I guess he's going to have this little hat on as kind of his look. Where to go here, chat? Yeah, this hat. Giving Timothy Chalamet vibes for some reason. So why did it say Idris Elba on here? I guess it didn't say he was the detective. Yeah, Gordon Jennings and his friends enjoy a luxurious lifestyle funded by bank robbers. They then avoid capture by sticking to a strict set of rules, of course, chat, as any kind. So this is going to have, like anything, elements of heat, as any bank robber movie would have. But it does have a little bit of there's a Vegas, like we're saying, luxury lifestyle. I mean, we were just calling for it with Sleepers as well, too. So we're getting our poker table, VIP lounge, Vegas club scenes. This is all great, chat. Get the top shelf out. Michael Ealy, just as the 16th guy in this movie. Incredible stuff, chat. But, yeah, I mean, this is all we even need. I don't even want to click into the rest of this summary. But, yeah, so Idris Elba's the leader. And we've got, I guess, T.I. and Paul Walker as sort of the sidekick guys, chat. But Paul Walker, his first credit, and it looks like maybe some more TV shows to start. Monster in the Closet, 1986. Highway to Heaven, also 85-86. Program to Kill, 1987. A 3.9 star, chat. Okay, we got to look at this. His character name is Jason. An hour 31, so this is not like a TV movie or something. A Lebanese female terrorist is badly injured during an American mercenary operation in Beirut. She is transported back to the U.S., experimentally operated on, and turned into a cyborg killing machine. So what is this, like the original Kill Bill, chat? Do we have to add this into the watch list? I guess, again, not like beat for beat Kill Bill, but, you know, the female action star. So she's a terrorist, and they take her and they make it so like a little $6 million man Kill Bill combination. I guess in the 80s it would have been pre-Kill Bill, but it would have been post $6 million man, I believe. So it's sort of the middle timeline. Oh wait, so Zeldana's in the crew as well too. Apparently T.I. was dead. They call him Ghost, maybe? She is Zoe Saldana, a little surprised that T.I. is apparently back in her life. So who knows? I mean, Zoe Saldana would not be surprised if she fell for the charms of T.I. But did he fake a death at some point? Is this just his move? Again, literally his nickname is Ghost. So pretty cool, chat. T.I. is the fake death guy? I mean, I'd be that guy in the club. Towns for 3 makes it a 1-point game. It's 84-85, chat. Oh, the Knicks got the lead on the ESPN. The Knicks do make the comeback, chat. Takers is good luck. Should we pause the movie just to see what happens? Hey, yo, maybe the classic game was somehow powering the pace. I don't know, chat. A 21-7 run in the last 8 minutes. The starters are back in, so can they keep the momentum that the bench guys just gave them? Towns cutting into the basket with the dunk. And it's going to be the and one, chat, that gets him to the 87. So, yeah, Shamet with the plus 12. McBride with the plus 6 in tonight's game. The bench guys. I mean, Towns, I guess, is the one bench guy positive. Brunson has the worst plus minus on the team, and that bears out with the eye test in the minutes that we were watching, chat. Ooh, wait a second. Chat, this plan that they're going for in this heist, 25 to 30 mil? Not a bad number. Not a bad number. The problem is as well, too, modern, not necessarily with how movies age, because you can understand, inflation. But especially as just, I think the mental stakes of heist movies go up. Like, what is the number now that you have to make a heist worth it? Like, if bank robbers are going for a $5 million heist, that's not going to be a high... Is it a high-level operation? Is it worth a high-level operation for a $5 million heist? 10 million? 20 million? Like, again, 20, 25 million in 2010? Like, does a baseline heist in 2025 have to start at... do heists have to start at $50 million in TV shows and movies these days, chat? I feel like that's at least the baseline. And again, a crew this size, like, unless you're T.I. and you're planning to screw everybody over at the end of this and you're Ghost, you're going to disappear with the $25 million yourself, which is very possible. We'll see how this ends. Again, it's a cliche, so a very cliche script, they said. So the fact that we thought of it means that that's definitely a cliche that could be in there. Pacers back up by 1. Brunson to the basket, chat. Oh, we got a battle here. So this is what we were talking about. They got it down to an even game with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, so they have time to go back and forth a little bit. Not to say that you don't even want them to, get the lead themselves, but this is Knicks basketball that we like seeing. These close games, Brunson battling it out. Brunson, now I'm back, Chad. I didn't trust him at all in this game until now. Now it's a close game with 7 minutes. And it's like, wipe the memory, chat. Men in Black, did they just, boom, with the little, from the movie franchise, did they memory wipe us, and now Brunson's going to be good to go for the rest of the game, confidence-wise. But, again, a heist, chat, 25-30 million, split around, what do we got, 4 guys here in this crew? Ely, Paul Walker, Hayden Christensen, and Idris Elba. So at 20 million, they're each getting 5. If we say a nice round 26 million, they can each get 6 million apiece from a heist. Again, at 60 million, at 50 million, they're each getting over 10 mil apiece. So now we're talking like, okay, they can go. Because I think, especially for a movie, I think the idea should be the last heist, you could live off that last heist for like a while. And again, if you're living a luxury lifestyle, like, as great as we'd all take $5 million, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, if you got to go into hiding and you still want to be able to walk the beach in Argentina and go back to your mansion, you're probably going to need a little more than $5 million. You're going to want to be discreet, but you're going to need more than $5 million. That's for sure. But yeah, Paul Walker, Programmed to Kill, I guess goes on the watch list. Did TV shows Teen Boy in 1990s, Kellogg's Corn Pop cereal commercial featuring Paul Walker. Okay, so it was a big deal that he was in that, I guess. Tammy and the T-Rex in 1994. So is this his first, like, major starring role? I guess Programmed to Kill, we didn't see exactly where he was at in, like, the cast order, but probably more of a supporting character, you would imagine. In Programmed to Kill. But Tammy and the T-Rex, 1994, 5.3 stars. Let's see what we got here, chat. Oh, wait. Does it pop up on the... Okay, it didn't pop. I opened it in a new tab instead, or a new window instead of a new tab. Let me get it open here. Yeah, here we go, chat. Tammy and the T-Rex. Denise Richards and Paul Walker? I don't even know who Theo Forrest is, chat, but it doesn't matter. This is also going on the watch list. Fossum? Is this another free streaming thing that we just found? Fossum TV? An evil scientist implants the brain of a murdered high school student into a Tyrannosaurus Rex? He escapes and wreaks vengeance on his high school tormentors and reunites with his high school sweetheart, Tammy. Where's my phone, chat? Add it into the watch list right away. What is this? Tammy and the T-Rex? This is electric. So I don't know if we're just going to watch. I guess a Paul Walker run wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but... I didn't know we were looking for a new Denise Richards movie to watch, but the fact that we found one, I'm all in, chat. Okay, dark comedy, parody, team comedy. Chat! It says on here it's on Pluto. I guess we didn't click into the 5 more. What do we got? Peacock! It's on Peacock and Pluto, chat! Maybe we go double screen 2 movies right after this. Tammy and the T-Rex and Takers. A nice hour 22. Chat, we might just watch this after we're done tonight. Because I don't know if this is going to keep us up. So this might be perfect to fall asleep to. Denise Richards as a scientist. Shout out to Stuart Rafel for cooking up this genius project, chat. This is awesome. Most unique, jaw-dropping entertainment movie of the decade. What did it say there, chat? We've got crazy comedy, Jurassic Park. It says, yes, this is a real movie. That's one of the reviews. Like, don't be confused. This is real. So the Paul Walker discography, chat, off to a hot start. But yeah, Varsity Blues, of course. Varsity Blues is one we should go back and rewatch more. Somebody actually just asked us the other day if we watched that. And I was like, no, yes, but like, no, we haven't seen that in long enough to comment in a real way on that. Timeline 2003. So now he's starting to get the clout of the actual Fast and Furious franchise a little bit as well too. A group of archaeologists get embroiled in an adventure where they must travel back in time to 14th century France to save their professor before the French battle before the French battle at Castle Guard. If they fail, they won't be able to return. So this one's not making a streaming run anywhere. And, you know, some of these critical reviews, chat, are a tough look going back. But to be honest, Paul Walker honestly seemed like he was throwing heat with the movies that he's picking. He's picking very fun scripts that seem like they could be super rewatchable and with a lot of fun people as well, too. I mean, you saw that one was with Gerard Butler. 8 Below, you know, a little more dramatic going for the family drama role. But I love the rise up, chat, the up the ranks as an actor early there. Just commit to the fun movies. Because sometimes, again, those can be the ones that actually live on in the rewatchability of it, where then you're like, okay, now all my serious projects as an actor. It's like, well, I don't want to watch those. I want to watch Rush Hour and Friday and whatever, you know. Yeah, like Ice Cube's perfect like that. Ice Cube just is stuck with the movies. Like Ice Cube's not going for an Oscar. You don't see Ice Cube is all of a sudden signed up for his Oscar role. That doesn't happen. Running Scared. A low-ranking thug is entrusted by his crime boss to dispose of a gun that killed corrupt cops. Oh, so this is an interesting little twist. We've got a bad guy, but they killed a bad guy, but the bad guy's a cop, so it's supposed to be a good guy, but the bad guy's probably the good guy in this because the cops are corrupt. So, interesting little turnaround by Wayne Kramer. And this got Chaz Palminteri. So again, he's just like, okay, I'm a mob movie and Chaz Palminteri's in it. I'm in. I'll do that. And guess what? Like, I'm telling you, chat, like, it's simple things like that that you just go, okay, I get that the notoriety of movies as well, too, can help with, of course, their legacy to live on. But at the end of the day, it's just like an actor that I like and a plot that seems interesting, a runtime that's not too bad, I'm in. So Takers might be his last great non-Fast and Furious movie. I guess what is Hours, chat? Hours in 2013 might be interesting. Oh, a father struggles to keep his infant daughter alive in the wake of Hurricane Katrina. So yeah, see, chat, you see him start to gravitate to a little more, not that this looks like a serious movie, but you're like, okay, now we're addressing like at least a historical event, like something real is taking place in this movie. I guess, you know, was there something historical that Fast and Furious is based off that I'm not remembering? But yeah, this could easily be his best non-Fast and Furious movie as well, too. We'll see. But Dylan, a couple of smoldering looks, disapproval. Oh, what's this cop's name, chat? He's a side character cop that maybe he's in one of the NCIS shows or something as well, too. I mean, I feel like that is giving it away. Nick's up by 4. Nick's up by 4 with 5 minutes left. Towns, chat. Towns up to 24 points. Whoa, Carl Towns turning the game around, chat, for the New York Knicks. You love to see it. But let's see. Who else do we have here for that cast? Because who is this guy's name? Another role player guy that is just big for... No. It wouldn't be Marine Jean-Baptiste. Steve Harris? No picture there. I feel like this guy is picture status for sure. Gideon Emery. Hey, yo. Nick Toro. NYPD Blue Bloods? Maybe it is this guy. Here, let's go back to the IMDb. Because they will have the pictures. And then you guys will know that I'm like, oh, how did you not think of this guy a lot sooner? Takers, 6.2 is up there with his scores as well, too. It's not too far off the score from Fast 5. But, oh, maybe it's Jay Hernandez. Yeah, it's Jay Hernandez that is the side character that we just saw as one of the cops. And he would be... Oh, he's in Suicide Squad as Diablo? Oh, Magnum P.I. is what I'm thinking about. Yeah, he's Hawaii Five-0 Magnum P.I. I guess only one episode of Hawaii Five-0, but I guess we've seen him in the ads for that show. So this is another early cop audition. So yeah, you see sort of the, like we're saying, with the quick cuts, the real gritty feel in these action movies. And I don't even know what we've got going on for like background noise as well too. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of music or stuff going on. Is this Hayden Christensen versus Matt Dillon? Hayden Christensen's winning round 1, chat. Oh, he got a chair. We've got a second person in the fight. Hayden Christensen taking them both on. Is he going to take a third guy? No, Paul Walker's going to stop the fight. he'll put 3 holes in his head. Hey, yo, chat. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Pause. But Knicks by 6. Knicks by 6. Towns is demanding the review. Did they call it offensive foul on Towns? A travel? What did they call? Towns, once again, flailing into the basket. Turner with the swipe. Yeah, Paul Walker right now has got Matt Dillon in his sights, chat. Okay, I think they're going to let him go. It is what it is. But Hayden Christensen, chat. He didn't even need a lightsaber, and he was taking guys down. Great stuff. I didn't realize that he was the MMA guy of the crew, chat. But seems like he can carry the fight if they need him to. So, Pacers, 92. Knicks, 94, chat. A little Brunson, Miles McBride on the weave. No Brunson in the game. Did Brunson foul out? What happened? 4 minutes left. Tibbs has gotten in trouble with trying to rest Brunson in these last minutes before. Brunson, he's got 5 fouls. Okay, so to win this game without Brunson, you would go back the full other way in that confidence for game 4, being like, you know, we played terrible. This is crazy. We stormed back. Brunson wasn't even in the game. Oh, Chad, shots fired on entry. That first cop in the building was a sacrificial lamb. I don't think he got killed, but, I mean, he was going to get lit up. But I think maybe they only got him in the shoulder. So who are they going after here? We haven't seen who the shooter is yet. Just Matt Dillon chasing some mystery figure. Maybe it's... Oh, 2 of them, chat. Matt Dillon, Jay Hernandez. Whatever play they're running, Jay Hernandez is going to go around the back, I guess. Ayo, but we got Paul Walker and T.I. on the run. In hoods. Oh, man down. He got him. What a shot by Matt Dillon. Oh, Matt Dillon on the run. They could have got Matt Dillon. They had an opening, chat. He missed. Whoever this second mystery figure is, he had a shot and he missed. You got to get Matt Dillon while you have the chance. Matt Dillon. I think also, isn't that the guy from Gunsmoke? I think that's not a hot take realization, but regardless, for young guys like us, sometimes it takes a second to connect the pieces. Are we going to get 2 kills? Can we confirm who that first kill was? You're just going to leave the body? We're not going to go back? Really that unimportant of a side character? You don't even get a face reveal. So, character 1. Oh! Like Will Ferrell with the snowball and elf chat. Matt Dillon from across the parking lot snipes this guy. Did he go down? No, he still limps away. Okay, Towns took Hart on the pick and roll. Miles McBride in the game. Still no Brunson. Let's see how many minutes they can get away with it. If they still got the lead, they can, but the Knicks throw it out of bounds. I think the Pacers might have tipped it. Neesmith is claiming that he did or didn't. They want the review, obviously. The Knicks trying to rush the inbound. We've got Carlisle with the timeout. Oh, chat, so they got them both. So the mystery shooters were just side characters. R.I.P. Just a couple of Russian mobster brothers, I guess. Nobody from the main crew, of course, but didn't know if we had like a stage sort of ambush situation. But are these guys Russian mobsters? Do we have to go to the plot real quick just to make sure we're keeping up, chat, and not get any spoilers? Hey, we don't want to read too far ahead. Detective Jack Wells, Eddie Hatcher investigated daring heist group of well-organized bank robbers led by Gordon Kosher. A group consists of John, AJ, and brothers Jake and Jess. Former member Ghost was caught during a previous robbery 5 years before. In his absence, Jake began a relationship with Ghost's former girlfriend, Lily, who recently accepted his marriage proposal. Oh, chat, so that was the whole scene interaction in the room there. Zoe Saldana obviously must be Lily. I'm guessing, yeah, Jake was... John? Jake? So, wait, John might be Paul Walker's character. Jake... Oh, is that Michael Ealy? Michael Ealy might be Jake. Is this on Michael Ealy's list of movies? Yeah, Think Like a Man, Takers, and Think Like a Man 2, and The Perfect Guy. Not a bad filmography for our guy Michael Ealy. That's for sure. But After Ghost is released from prison, he reconnects with the crew and proposes a major heist. So see, chat, that is if we're going the cliche route for the plots and we're thinking ahead a little bit, that is where you can get in trouble. The new guy reintroduced for the crew with the big plan right away. I mean, as much as you want to trust your new guy, I feel like the new crew, I don't know if you have to have a second group chat start and say, hey, I don't know what he was up to in prison. He's been stepped away. We don't have communication. He's just immediately stepping in with a new heist. Like, hey, prison didn't work. No reformation for our guy, T.I. But if he had some new loyalties or a second plan cooked up this whole time as well, too, wouldn't be surprising. Oh, McBride tried to end the game with the poster, chat. He tried to put the Pacers away. 4. But tried to put Siakam away for that one anyway. Siakam almost a clean dunk or clean block attempt as well too. Only 5 days from now, 25 million will be transported by a convoy of 2 armored trucks with all the money being carried in the first truck. T.I.'s got the drop. Dressed as construction workers, the crew hide out underground while Ghost poses as a police officer so he can keep an eye out for the trucks. Okay, wait, so is this happening, chat? This might not have happened yet. I don't know if we missed that scene of the whole armored car. Oh, wait a second. Is that what Stephen King was talking about as one of the action sequences? Okay, chat. So is Ghost going to pull the move that we saw Hayden Christensen pull earlier as the fake cop? Hopefully we didn't read. That's what I'm saying. We didn't want to read too far ahead there, but okay, we are locked in. So Ghost didn't die, only in prison, but released after prison. So, you know, I don't know if we want to start hitting Zoe Saldana with the jokes, chat, but it is what it is. It's going to happen. And, you know, Michael Ealy's the type of guy, chat, that regardless if T.I. was in prison either way, the temptation of Michael Ealy could have been too strong if T.I. was in or out of prison. But Haliburton with another chance to all of a sudden have a close game here, chat. The Knicks in the fourth quarter, a 30-16 performance is crazy, chat. Turner at the free throw line. Okay, chat, we might have to pace ourselves a little bit more because I don't know if it's just the fact that we've done a lot of 3-hour live streams lately or if it's the allergy season, but I can feel the voice chat, the scratchy throat. It's not like unfortunately, it's not like we have a day off tomorrow for Memorial Day, but it's like that's how it would line up. The one day that you have off for a holiday, you'd be sick. So, hey, maybe it works out we get the day off if we're sick tomorrow. And not because it's a holiday, but because we're sick. So, who knows? We'll have to see. I guess maybe we'll actually talk ourselves into getting sick for once and see if it gets us off work for Memorial Day. See, the boss is not going to believe us, though. Like, calling in, he's like, okay, of course, Memorial Day. He's going to call in and say he's sick. But, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. And I guess we're not, are we going to get to call in level sick? I don't know, chat. We're working with food. You can't take any chances, right? So, Turner for 3. Deep 3, take the lead! That could have taken the lead with 2 minutes left. Only down 2. I guess shot clock running down, but I don't know if you needed that shot. Exactly. So, minute 50 left. Bridges drives. Bridges blocked by Siakam from behind. Back out to McBride. McBride not able to get to 3 to go. Pacers still alive. What a block by Siakam. Siakam down on the other end. He's fouled, chat. Is he going to go to the free throw line with a chance to tie? Wow, Siakam, what a defensive play. Did Turner even get a hand on that as well, too, after the flyby? And then Siakam on the other end, chat. Oh, testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. We're back, chat. I'm not feeling like he's going to miss, but you never know. Oh! Siakam, he's clutch. Brunson back in the game. 90 seconds. How many possessions? 3 possessions, Brunson. Can you not get a foul in 3 possessions? Is it possible? Uh-oh, chat. Internal affairs is on Matt Dillon. That's not good. I mean, maybe that is a good thing, though. To be honest, if the cop in the heist movie wasn't being investigated by internal affairs, would he be good at his job? I feel like but I guess like a guy like Pacino does obviously win in Heat at the end of the day. So is Dylan gonna get the kill on T.I. at the end of the day? Ghost is a foreshadow. Is gonna be dead at the end of the movie. T.I. I feel like he's a guy that is willing to get killed off in movies. You know, early actor as well too. Ish compared to somebody. I guess not many in 2010, but still, you know, maybe working his way up. It's like, okay, if I'm gonna be in the movie with Idris Elba and Paul Walker, I'm probably not gonna live the whole time, but I'm okay with that. And you get to be in a classic movie like Takers because of it. But Brunson, the game is tied after the free throws. Brunson on the Neesmith, guarding him on the drive. It doesn't matter. Brunson gets the floater. 1:15 left. Haliburton crosses half court. Haliburton, you don't need to settle for a three, but he's been the hero all season on that. Oh, he had a bit of an opening. Towns on the switch. Haliburton actually wasn't looking for the three. They get the Neesmith baseline floater, and it doesn't go, Chet. So Knicks with a chance to enter free throw territory here. The Pacers will start fouling. The Knicks can close this game out. They will have one possession left to make a stop. Brunson on the drive. Brunson on the spin. Brunson! Oh, Brunson lost it out of bounds. 3.5 seconds left. Did they get a foul on Neesmith, or is it just out of bounds? Is Neesmith complaining that's out on him, or that they called a foul? Just out on Neesmith. 3.5. Baseline out of bounds. Bridges to Brunson. Brunson, the turnaround. Not able to get it to go, chat. Timeout Pacers or shot clock? Oh, shot clock violation. So they even get a little reset here. Ooh, the difference between an air ball and even just, you know, a miss off the rim. Oh, welcome Chris Brown to the movie chat. Is that the first time he's popped up? No, I think he was in it earlier as well too. But the Pacers are going to get another hero ball shot, chat. Uh-oh. Okay, we might have to switch sound back real quick for the last 37. Hopefully we do it in time. Haliburton. Driving shot. Okay, double sound. It is what it is. Haliburton drives. There it is. He goes back for three again. It's Nembhard. It's Turner. The shot's up. Oh, the shot's off the back of the rim. It was a good look, and it almost went. And Turner, you feel confident with him in those moments. Oh, Josh Hart goes down, chat. Oh, no. That's not a way you like to see a guy react to the injury. We're not saying pain level 10, but a level of concern that's not good. Hopefully just caution more so than anything. Oh, an awkward landing on the knee, chat. Hopefully it's not just... Oh, he's walking around. Okay, chat. He's walking around. That was a real, like, did he just tear his ACL too type thing? You know, we just saw Tatum, of course, go down. Is it, you know, is this now the run where the players start getting hurt in the playoffs? Uh-oh, chat. I can feel us gearing up for a chase scene. Do we have to pause? Okay, let's pause this movie real quick. If we're going to get a chase scene here and there's 20 seconds left in the game, we got to focus. We can't, chat. This is the one time we can't multitask. We've got to lock in. Oh, chat, we got an hour left of this Takers movie. The first time we've ever skimmed through. I guess it's the first watch, so we don't necessarily need to finish it. But I want to see it. But we also have to be up in the morning, so I don't know. We'll see here. We'll take a break after this game. We'll get back to it. But Haliburton, 14 seconds left, down 4. Okay, the free throws are going to seal this one here. A foul by Bridges on the perimeter with 9.7 seconds left, chat. So free throws, I mean, it's going to get, you're going to have to foul on the other end, so it's going to get a little free throw gamey as well, too. But who knows? Haliburton, I guess, could miss. Still a 2-possession game, though. Either way. So a 3-possession game with 9.7 seconds left. So shout out to the Knicks, chat. Again, a game that they really stole. Holy cow. They should not have won this game. The Pacers were dominating the first half, but the bench turned the game for him there, chat. Towns played well in the second half as well, too. And to get, I mean, to be honest, not even just in this series, but the fact that they got a playoff win like this, I guess 102-100, chat. We can't write it off yet with the at 9-7 on the ESPN score. So should we hold off for just a second before we start doing the legacy stuff for a Game 3 win. What do we got? Timeout? Okay, chat, timeout. So we'll fire this back up real quick and see what we get here. Is this the iconic stretch? I guess we're halfway through, so this would be just about time for one of the cooler set pieces of the movie. There being Idris Elba and Paul Walker both being followed by Matt Dillon. Uh-oh, chat. I think this is it. This is it for something. Is there a kid in the car? Whose kid is in the car? Oh, chat, there's always a kid in the car. Matt Dillon's kid is in the car. Using the coloring books to do what? Is he making a map of the city? He doesn't need to write down directions. There's Google Earth in 2010. What are you possibly writing and driving? You're writing and driving and working all with your kid in the car? Matt Dillon, I mean, again, the shady cop in the movie has never been Parent of the Year, but this is pushing it, chat. He's going to get in a shootout. I'm trying to think. I think in Den of Thieves, there is kids in the car because they're in the highway. But at that point, Gerard Butler and his guys are making a move on the group. So they don't have kids in the car. They're on official business. I don't exactly remember how they got into this situation. If it was just sort of like, oh, wait a second, now I'm following him. But yeah, okay, they let him go with the kid, chat. Good move. Even Paul Walker and Idris Elba, they're not going to be too bad of guys. I guess it's only PG-13 for a movie. If this movie was rated R, maybe we're a little more intense in this movie. But does Jay Hernandez do rated R properties, chat? He feels like a guy that wants to be in some more family-ish oriented stuff. I don't know if it's a family movie, but there is a certain level of, accessibility to a simple movie like this. Brunson, do they foul? Okay, they foul. So if Brunson makes both, 8 seconds left. We could really... And the Indiana shot clock operator is really going to not be starting the clock when the Knicks inbound. Because, again, he's going to want to let the game go for a second. So the Knicks are going to get instant free throws right away. Brunson makes both of them. It's back to 4. Brunson only 21 points tonight. You say only 21. 6 for 18. 1 assist, though, as well, too. Just shows you that he was out of the game when they were actually, really scoring as well as a team. And his playmaking is just not necessarily a thing that has been a relevant factor in this game. But Mitchell Robinson in for Towns for the last 8 seconds. Towns always limping when he goes off the court. Always injured. Always up to something. Towns and... Is that a little out of the LeBron playbook? LeBron, I don't think LeBron's always limping when he's going to the bench, but he'll definitely play, he'll have an injury when he's being subbed out. It's never not happened before. But Towns, it's almost every time. It's as much as Luka complains with the ref, Towns will limp out of a game with an injury. Or anytime he gets, it's like, wait, you were literally just cooking and now you're getting checked out of the game. It's not even a bad thing. You're just getting checked out for rotation stuff and you're like limping around hurt. So, it's not that the NBA as a physical sport isn't going to have that happen to you, but still, it's like poor Towns, man. The man is suffering. Chalamet on the road, chat? Taking Spike Lee's territory. 4-point game. 8 seconds left, so you can feel the panic by the Pacers here as they potentially jack up a 3 with 8 seconds left. How often do you want to go back and forth and play this foul game? Because 8 seconds left, you might have 8 more foul opportunities. You just keep going back and forth. Idris Elba and Paul Walker out of the car? What are they doing, switching spots? Okay, that's not the chase, chat. So maybe the chase is the end of the movie. Maybe we just skip to the end of the movie and watch the chase. Do we need the dialogue scenes? Because a lot of it I'm not saying what is my ideal heist movie. Maybe I am a little bit, chat. But, and not say, do we want Takers to rip off Heat beat for beat? I think we do, chat. Do we want Takers to just be a remake of Heat with Idris Elba, Paul Walker, Hayden Christensen, T.I., and Chris Brown, and Matt Dillon? Yeah, actually, that would be great. But in that and in Heat and Den of Thieves, you've got the dynamic of the cop pursuing like a romantic interest. So, there's a little steamy storyline often in there. Matt Dillon is just Matt Dillon really got no side life going on, unfortunately. He's got the kid. But Pacino's got a kid in Heat as well, too. Not necessarily father of the year, but pretty good dad. Well, you know, maybe better dad. I don't know. We'd have to go back and compare dads, I guess, from Heat and see what's going on. So I don't remember exactly what they say her other dad was up to, but I don't think he was not that great, chat. So Siakam takes the Heat check 3 that just fires off the back of the backboard. Not even close, chat. Foul. Pacers are going to go to or Knicks are going to go to the free throw line for 2 more here. So it'll be 106 to 101. I guess the craziness of the game, could they hit a half court shot here and just set themselves up for something of the most miraculous, you know, sort of playoff win ever. But this is feeling about as confident as you've been so far in the series. And now we've either got them, they're either making gear or they're actually rigging a place as they set up the robbery. So this is interesting, chat. Are they underneath the building? I think they are. You don't necessarily see a lot of a rig the place. Now, that's a, you know, Inside Man. Of course, they rig the place. They build the fake wall, but you get that reveal at the end of the movie, of course, as they reveal the AO chat. Spoilers for Inside Man. Sorry about that. But, okay, yeah, 106. Clock runs out. Pacers missed the last second 3 by Nembhard. But 106 to 100. The Knicks make the series interesting. So both series go to 2-1. We will have stakes for Game 4. The league is, once again, scripted, and I think it just continues to be what is best for the entertainment value of the league. But yeah, to get this type of win without Brunson playing well, and to get that at any point in the playoffs, I think is a big deal because, again, with this Knicks team and Brunson and his scoring, it really felt like he was in an argument for, and you know, again, how do you want to define this term? But he was in an argument really for MVP of the playoffs because of how much they were relying on his scoring and just his confidence in these close games. And everybody was like, yeah, Brunson is the man. We all are okay with it, and we all want him to be taking shots in these last moments. And, of course, Shea is like that as well, too. But, again, the Thunder have had just more bigger wins, and they can have, I think, better performances from their role players as well, too, where they're just firing up threes and hitting a bunch of stuff and playing well offensively that way. And the defensive aspect of the role guys as well, too, is always going to be there, even if they're not necessarily playing well on offense. So to have this type of win in a poor Brunson game is sneaky like a thing you need to have happen if you're going to win the finals. And Brunson's probably not going to be perfect for a playoff run. So how do the other guys around that sort of make up in that department? But yeah, shout out to New York. Shout out to the Pacers fans for finally having a little taste of their own medicine, AO, and giving up the lead, chat. Dropping a 20-point lead at some point in this game and letting the Knicks power back and win the game. Brunson did finish with 23, but Towns with 24 and 15. And Bridges 15. Anunoby 16 in this game as well, too. Anunoby 6 for 9, 4 for 6 from 3 was pretty clutch. But Sham at the plus 12, chat. Ayo. It was really, I feel like McBride, though, gets second MVP for this game. And they played him 34 minutes, so they just relied on him a lot as well, too. I mean, his plus minus in 34 minutes, plus 5 is, I mean, Sham at plus 12 and 11 minutes is a little chaotic. But DeLon Wright as well. Like I said, that whole bench unit and Mitchell Robinson definitely effective stuff tonight, chat. So, yeah, let's take, I guess, I don't know if we'll pause the movie or not. We got a little dialogue scene here. We got an interrogation scene. Oh, Matt Dillon going all Batman on him. Throwing him up against the interrogation glass window. Okay, we'll go to break right after this. Chat, we gotta see what happens here. Alone? I don't even know the plot points of what's going on, but I'm into it, chat. Naomi who? Yeah, Naomi who? Who's Naomi? Who is this guy as well, too? This random guy that's just being interrogated. They couldn't capture one of the guys from the crew. They couldn't capture Chris Brown and interrogate Chris Brown. Or capture Michael Ealy or something. Maybe this guy was in the crew earlier and we didn't see it. Okay, the Pluto TV just cut to commercial, so we'll let it play through the commercial maybe a little bit after that as well, too. And, yeah, so I guess if you're watching along, chat, to takers, then we're just going to let it keep playing. But, yeah, quick break. We'll be back to wrap this up, see what's going on with the rest of this movie maybe. And, yeah, chat, we'll see you on the other side, I guess. Okay, chat. So they got done interrogating. We let it play it through a little bit. There's a scene in this Takers movie that we're on in this point right now where Idris Elba was yelling at his sister to get back into rehab. So we may skip some of this dialogue stuff and just figure out if we can find this chase scene that Stephen King was hyping up in that 2010 top 5 list of movies that year. But yeah, more Michael Ealy, Zoe Saldana. Still, okay, we get Tip Harris's. We get. Wow, why do I keep saying Tip Harris, Chad? I guess it's his actor name. So, we get T.I. is back in the mix, but I think we know what the new status is for these two guys. But I mean, I think T.I. as a bank robber and as a gangster has definitely done well enough for himself that I think he seems like he's doing okay. But who knows if it's just a face chat? Who knows if he turns on Michael Ealy at some point in the robbery for this? Who knows if this is all staged to just get Michael Ealy out of the picture so we can get back with Zoe Saldana. Oh, Jay Hernandez is now sleeveless. We know the office hours have gone long. It still feels like daytime, though. We haven't got them overnight. Where's the takeout spread over the boxes? He the lean back, mess up the hair. I guess we got kind of a short haircut for this, but they're like, wait, how did he grow a beard overnight? Just working through the case. But I mean, Jay Hernandez doesn't even have any overnight eye goop situation. Hey, yo, Chad, that's crazy. But you get what we're saying. I mean, you start looking a little rough after a day at the office for sure. Hey, yo. But the elaborate setup for the heist as well too. I think we're getting. What are we robbing here? We've got a runway into some sort of. Is this another arena setup robbery? Or are we taking down a bank? Oh, they're robbing the armored car. So the armored car. I guess they didn't say in the recap that we were reading there what it was, but is the armored car a stadium? Is probably just a normal bank. But $25 million in an armored car. Do banks transport that much, chat? That's got to be something else. And where is $25 million's got to be going to some sort of reserve, right? Because either way, you're not transporting $25 million to the bank. Like, what are you doing with $25 million at the bank? And then, are you taking it away? Like, are you letting it stockpile to $25 million before you move the money off site and move it somewhere else? I don't know, Chad. But do we finally have footage of these guys going after stuff? Oh, wait, they have footage of Jay Harris taking money? Jay Harris is corrupt, Chad? Oh, no. Oh! Jay Harris, sorry, man. Jay Hernandez. Apparently set himself up for something not in the right, chat. He stole some money from a crime scene, sort of inflicted some self-wounds, I guess, and now being investigated by Internal Affairs discovered by Matt Dillon. So are they going to let him continue to investigate the case? I guess Matt Dillon, they're buddies, so is this sort of a, how long do we let this guy play out? Like, do you go in, now you have to go into the action, into the battles, into the heat of battle, knowing that this guy is not necessarily on your side? That's tough, Chad. So is this guy on the inside of the crew? And what's the point of revealing that now as well? So now we know going into the battle when he turns, it's not necessarily a mystery. Because I'm assuming there's going to be a scene where he's like, fires back at Matt Dillon. And he's like, Idris Elba, get out of here. I got you covered. Go, go. And you're like, oh, no, Jay Hernandez fully turned. Oh, T.I. directing traffic. So we got T.I. undercover as a cop. Yeah, like they said. We've got Idris Elba undercover as a construction worker. So, man, chat, the first 2 paragraphs in the Wikipedia plot recap was literally the first hour of the movie. So either this is a really stacked last 45 minutes, or they're just really drawn out in the recap, or I don't know, chat. Or it's just a really short recap. We just didn't read all of it. But yeah, we read. So it says they're at this part of the heist right here. So just a construction worker. So how much more of the recap do we got? Yeah, it's just like 2/3 of the movie. The first half of the movie is in these like 10 sentences right here. So very nice job of, I guess, summing it up. Whoever put together this Wikipedia page. Also, Hayden Christensen dropped off a little bit. Definitely has become more of a Matt Dillon, Jay Hernandez movie a little bit. And maybe that's where the weakness of this movie lies. You know, the cast in the poster, the reason I'm tuning in is the heist cast. So I feel like that would kind of be the one that the storylines that we'd want to be center on. But what's going on? Oh, a crying scene from our guy Hernandez. Does he cry in Magnum P.I.? I don't know if he gets into this kind of emotional bag as an actor. So what was it, chat? Just tough, I mean, yeah, just tough money. I mean, it makes sense. We've never disagreed with the cop when he's like, well, I didn't get enough money, so I went to the other side. We're like, oh, well, you know, you're probably right there. But at least, you know, it makes sense for what you did. But still, you know, we got to prosecute you, I guess. But it looks like they're going to let him still pursue the guys in this battle. So Paul Walker, a sniper? Okay, chat. I don't know why he's trained on TI there, getting the sight dialed in. Maybe get the sight dialed in on a random pedestrian that, you know, obviously, you know what, random casualties. But a slip of the finger and you're going to accidentally get your guy TI? We don't want that. I guess he's got TI covered as well, too, if anything happens. But is this where they were rigging up the stuff underneath, chat? So, yeah, I guess lock it in, chat. We're here. We were just when we thought the movie was going to be full of, like, plot scenes and story and all that stuff, chat. No, get back to the cliche storylines. Get back to the impressive set pieces. The AT&T building? What is this? I guess, again, downtown LA in some aspects. Because they flew over the Dodger Stadium. So it's not like they're... And it was branded as the Dodgers. So it's not like they're shooting in LA on location and then rebranding it somewhere else. They're actually trying to be in Los Angeles. But are they going to blow up the street? Or are they going to blow up the building underneath? What's going to happen? Wait, is Paul Walker going to kill T.I.? Is this part of the plan? Don't do it, Paul Walker. What, are they going to turn on their guy? Oh, chat. We've got ambulances pulling up. I guess, I don't know if we need to do play-by-play for the scene, but again, I've never seen this before. I don't know where this is going. Who's going to turn on their guys? Who is sent? Because we know already that Hernandez is in the books for something else, so I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else turns on somebody else as well. Another turn. We're not getting the stop by the truck. So that would be the first pull up in the plan, is the guy not obeying the fake police officer and not stopping the truck. Just be like, okay, I'm making a call here. There's no way T.I. is actually a police officer. I'm just going to roll through this stop. But it'd be a risk, chat. And plus, you know, you're going to get hit by somebody else. So why has T.I. got all of traffic stopped here? Here we go, chat. What is about to go down? No, Paul Walker packed up the... He packed up the sniper and left. So what is Paul Walker doing with the sniper? And if you know, not using it, chat. Hey, yo. But why is he moving his position? Oh, because they had to bring the trucks in. So they were just covering him to bring the trucks in. Now you bring the trucks in. Now you rig for the explosives. Oh, chat, they almost kill a biker? I think they did. I think the biker got caught up in the explosion. Wrong place, wrong time. You didn't know. You're just trying to pedal to work, and then you ride right over a heist in a road explosion rigged up. You're like, of course, I'm late for work, and now you have to call my... You're never going to guess what happened. But these guys were robbing the bank, and they blew up the street right when I was riding past. I don't even have legs anymore. Your boss is like, well, fortunately, we only need... Hey, yo, your arms for the job is crazy. But, you know, they'd find a way, chat. You still have to get to work. Can you work the night shift if you get off the hospital in time? Oh, chat. Oh, I guess that's Ely responding fire. Because I guess... Who are these? So these trucks weren't... Oh, these are the armored trucks that they're robbing. Okay, so blow up the street. Were they trying to put them... They were probably trying to get them in the hole. Hey, yo. So the armored cars are armed with shotguns. Not some kind of militaristic weapon. Some kind of... These are like street weapons, chat. 12 gauge for an armored car? Paul Walker, chat. Straight through the explosion. Oh, he doesn't even need a gun. He just gets in the armored car, chat. He's like, I've done this before. I've done this before. Get me behind the wheel and I know what I'm doing now. Backwards, chat. Immediately pulls in the fast. I guess, again, 2010. Fast 5 is in the bag at this point. He's dragged a safe through the street at this point. Are we getting the IMDb timeline correct? Oh, Fast 5 is the next year. But he's done filming for Fast 5 already. So maybe he's filmed the heist scene. He's like, this armored car doesn't even have a heist in it. Oh, no, chat. I get it now. I get it now. Drive the armored car into the hole and then drive it away underground? Is that what they're doing? Or is Paul Walker improvising? Oh, there goes one guard, chat. Right through the windshield of a car. I think these other guards are going to get it as well, too. Paul Walker, not looking good. Okay, so this is just literally turned into play-by-play of this scene, but I guess hour 3, chat. That's the bonus edition of the Rem and Sam pod here as we wrap this up. Where is this going? Oh, chat, he didn't see the wall. The armored car ran into the wall underground. I guess road's a little bit tighter underneath the actual road. Yeah, Paul Walker a little shaken up after that one. You drop an armored car a full story below ground, you're going to be a little shaken up, but... Okay, so they're not going to drive the armored car. They're going to try to transfer this, chat. A transfer of the money. Are we going to get the double swap again? How does this play out? Hernandez is got to be turning somehow. He's trying to get Matt Dillon to turn away? Oh, he's trying to get him to go back to the scene. Okay. I guess Hernandez has got to be up to something. I mean, he could really be down for the pursuit of crime. Like, he has to stop these guys. Again, competitive nature as well, too. I'm sure the police are, if anything, hey, yo, chat, but in these movies, just competitively trying to take these guys out as well, too. As much as the heist guys are competitively trying to get rich. But is Hernandez part of the plot? He's minus 120 right now, chat. I'm saying it's pretty good odds. Would not be surprised. Oh, an ad break right before we get the full police shootout. Because I guess at this point it's just been armored car guys versus the crew. So now we get backup. Now we get the squad. Do we have to see what Charles Barkley is saying in the meantime? Oh, chat, they're going to be generous. 3 ads. I think political ads, they can't play too many. They have to give us a break. The fact that there's still political ads, chat, what are we doing? I thought we just had an election. We don't need to worry about that. Well, I mean, obviously, maybe the worry is a different thing, chat. But anyways, the fact that there's a political ad is still a little bit of a bummer. I just, what happened to the good old days when ads just used to be about Doritos and Tide Pods? Now we have to watch ads about senators all the time, is what it is, chat. But, yeah, so I guess in the middle of a scene, a cutaway ad break. But part 1, getting the money. Now part 2, of course, getting away, chat. The getaway is always where the people actually die because I feel like in the heist, even a lot of times too, the heist will go down like an actual bank robbery itself. Of course, the bankers, like the banker in The Dark Knight, of course, the opening scene, like he may make an attempt, but a lot of times just banker firepower is not enough to go up against heist firepower. So they usually get taken out pretty quickly. But the fact that the armored car was actually able to fight, because in Heat as well too, when they take the armored cars, I think they get a really good drop on the armored cars, and the armored car guys, I think they make them deaf at one point as well too. Like I forget exactly what all they're able to inflict. But yeah, C4. Okay, so now they've arrived like a crime scene. So they did get away? What do we got for runtime? They were a little vague on what the actual scene was for Stephen King in that time. So I guess, again, I'm always down for... And this is a movie, again, that I've never heard about. So if this is a movie like that, like this movie has never been in like a compilation or a conversation of what are the best action sequences, or I'm on YouTube watching cut-ups, like best chase scenes, best whatever. Like whatever Stephen King is talking about is lost. So it could have been that right there, Chad, dropping that armored car through the hole. Hey, yo. But that was pretty cool stuff. Chris Brown on the run afterwards. Oh, Chris Brown, eyes up. Chris Brown interacting with the ladies, chat. You can't have too much of that if you're trying to get the heist done on time. But they're still, I guess, actively chasing and actively pursuing. A little bit stopped there, like it was investigating a crime scene. But we're in a mall. So, I mean, yeah, once again, chat, we're talking cliches. Like, a chase on an escalator. I mean, this might have been an early ChatGPT movie. It really might have. There is a good chance that in our movie Overtime Heat that we pitched last week, that there's an Scoot Henderson gets chased by a cop through an elevator at some point. I guess Scoot's not really a bad guy. Maybe Scoot gets chased by... Oh, Chris Brown hit by a bus, knocked over a taxi. Somehow he's still alive, Chad. Somehow he still gets up and runs. The bag is still attached to him. I guess the bus had braked pretty well before it got to him, but it was more he made contact with the bus than hit by a bus. But still, close call. The traffic navigation by Chris Brown here is crazy, chat. I will say a slightly more realistic traffic navigation. Getting hit by a bus and he's still running. But the fact that he was even hit by the bus, a lot of times, it's like the guy's like, oh, and then the bus just stops right in front or something. Or all of the traffic just swerves right out of the way and then it'll hit like 3 cars and miss the main character. But at least, yeah, he's getting, he's on top of the cars. He's falling around. It's good stuff here, chat. Lucenhop in his bag. Lucenhop, a favorite director, I guess, 1 for 1 with takers, because we're probably not going to watch Texas Chainsaw anytime soon. A movie with the word massacre in it does not count. Masquerade, maybe. Massacre, probably not. But Takers, a heist movie, he knew how to get the rest of the fans on his side, chat. Because again, he's going those action vibes. So the hardcore, thriller, violent, gory fans, they want Texas Chainsaw. But people like myself, we want mindless heist movies. We want movies like Takers. Oh, Chris Brown stunts, chat. A little flip over the fence. Now Matt Dillon, the grizzled cop, he's like, oh, I got to go over this thing. Oh, no, shoot the lock, chat. Yeah, grizzled cop move right there. Chris Brown's going to dance. He's going to moonwalk over the fence. Uh-oh, chat. They got him cut off. Chris Brown might be the first death. This is not good. He is trapped. Oh, parkour! Down the whatever that was. Down the pillar. Down a flight of whatever, down a story. Made it down the next floor. That was a tricky move, chat. That might be a game saver right there. He went to minus 300 on the death odds right there, live odds, but I think he's just back down, minus 110. He's got space to run. The problem is you never know that cop's going to swoop in from the side and just fire on him at any point. They've got him trapped inside as well, too, potentially now. Glass doors. Do we have a visual on him? Uh-oh. Chris Brown knocked over. Falling down is not good. I see an exit. Chris Brown versus Jay Hernandez. Is Jay Hernandez dead? The corrupt cop. Maybe they set him up for a death. Chris Brown kills Jay Hernandez. I've never seen that scene on YouTube. But, yeah, I guess maybe there's more Chris Brown YouTube stuff that gets floated up in the algorithm. Chat, the break through the tiny window. A lot of times, those inside doors with the tiny little glass window in sort of the top third. Chris Brown, again, acrobatic parkour moves all throughout. You love to see them take advantage of his agility, I guess. Okay, chat, where are we going with this chase scene? We're really staring down a Jay Hernandez, Chris Brown gunfight here. In a kitchen? Yeah, those kitchen doors, chat. That, like, window into a kitchen door. The acrobatic swing through. Still, you know, you have to break the glass. You would think a window that small, you're going to get cut on some of the shards, but precision by our guy Chris Brown. Okay, chat. He's given up the run. He is ready for the fight at this point. We'll see what happens. Oh, there he is. He got to just fire. Yep. I think Jay Hernandez got him, but he should have just fired right there. The split second. I mean, there's a good chance they both missed as well, too, for the plot and just lived to see another day. But I'm guessing we're going to see Chris Brown's body on the floor here. Is there any way Jay Hernandez made it out alive? Uh-oh. Oh, Chris Brown made it out. Chris Brown wins the fight. Chris Brown doesn't get him in the head. Oh, neck shot? Yeah, that's not good. And Jay Hernandez was the one that made him go back as well, too. So we knew that he was going to either die or turn, and it looks like he died. But Chris Brown survived. So Chris Brown's dead next. Make no mistake. He's killed a cop. He will not make it out of this movie. But a long Chris Brown chase scene here. Really taking up a lot of the third act. You know, you've got Paul Walker and T.I. still out there running. You think you'd want to get them on camera at some point again, chat. But let's just get this officer to take out Chris Brown for the sake of the rest of this crew. Let's get back to Idris Elba. Let's get Jay Harris in a coffin and Chris Brown in a coffin, and let's go back to Idris Elba, chat, and keep it moving. We know how these heist movies work. Oh! That's got to be at least a 6-flight drop, chat. Right onto a windshield. No broken legs whatsoever. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no way they're going to get emergency services up that flight of stairs and to service Jay Hernandez in time. But Chris Brown dropping levels in the parking garage. So he dropped at least how many, maybe 4 floors, jumping from one building to the next, and then swings down the parking garage level change. Chris Brown is undefeated in this run, chat. This has got to be one of the great parkour runs. I mean, you've obviously got the parkour run in Casino Royale to open that movie. And then I'm trying to think, there's the parkour in Shang-Chi. And there might be a parkour in Mission Impossible that goes pretty crazy as well, too. But the parkour in Casino is pretty nuts as well, too. Can we fast forward the Jay Hernandez death scene? Oh, Matt Dillon, chat. He's really broken up. Oh, wait, there's a phone call I'm flipping over. Who's this? Okay, this is Ghost. 2 of his men dead. So is this the mastermind? This guy looks more like a guy that'd be working for T.I. Oh, this might be a Russian mobster. Chat, yeah, this is definitely the Russian mob. We know a Russian mobster in a heist movie if we've ever seen one. This is definitely them right here. Scowls, thick accents, you know, rough chains and jeans. A lot of denim and black shirts, you know. So the Russian mob is on the move, chat. Is Matt Dillon going to have to fight the Russian mob, or is the Russian mob going after T.I.'s own crew? Okay, Matt Dillon in a hospital. Is that Jay Hernandez officially pronounced dead? We're skipping forward a little bit, chat. We've got a T.I. So is this the final sort of... Wait, so did they accomplish the heist? So they got the money. So is this sort of a they turn on each other? Okay, Chris Brown, he makes it back to the room. So they're all back in the room, but Chris Brown killed a cop. So is it just the fact that they're cop killers now and they know they're going to be chasing him? Or somebody's going to turn on somebody? We can't fast forward, chat. This is riveting. Everybody in the same... This is De Niro and Pacino if we cloned them 7 times. De Niro and Pacino if they were in a scene with Nas? I don't know who the rapper equivalent from the day is. I guess Heat was 95, so Nas had Drop-Dil-Matic at that point. Tupac? Tupac in 95 with De Niro and Pacino? How come Tupac's not in Heat, chat? Well, I guess 95. But again, filming. Maybe they filmed in 94. Who knows? Oh, Idris Elba doesn't like it, chat. He doesn't like it. I guess that's one of the strict rules. You don't kill cops, but it does, of course, increase the pursuit, I guess, the most wanted list. It puts you right at the top. You kill a cop, you go to a different level, chat. It is what it is. Not a bad rule. Especially when you kill the partner of a grizzled vet like Matt Dillon. So, Matt Dillon, not happy, chat. Let's see what we get here, though. A chase scene? I don't know. We're still in a penthouse. Where do these Russian mobsters move in? Oh, here we go, chat. Russian mobsters moving in. Is this just a bank? No, they're in an apartment because they just turned on the shower. So, maybe they've got a hostage situation. I guess we skipped forward too much. But they're going to have to call Matt Dillon in over. I guess the problem is I just don't want to just sit here and just do play-by-play for this movie. But I'm going to be watching this. I'm going to sit here and watch this ending anyways. So what are we just going to do? Just turn off the live stream chat? We can't do that. That wouldn't be fair. We might as well just see what happens together. Hey, yo, chat. The strength of the Rem and Sam community on full display right now. Uh-oh, chat. Who escaped? We weren't even paying attention. Chris Brown escaped? Oh, Hayden Christensen down. Shotgun to the belly, chat. Did he have a bulletproof vest? Oh, the Russian mobsters are moving in on the crew. So T.I., chat. Did he call a hit on his own guys? Oh, the dirty T.I. A genius on one hand if you're trying to get 20 million for yourself, but also, chat, not cool. Not cool. One Russian mobster down. Michael Ealy? Where's Michael Ealy? Who got shot right away? The Russian mobsters are eating through their bullets too fast. Yeah, classic Russian mobster mistake. You enter the room and just unload your clip, and then you just let the good guys kill you right there. Yeah, Hayden Christensen's just getting eaten alive by this shotgun, chat. It's not good for him. He's not timing his jump ups correctly. Is that a shotgun to the shoulder there? How is he even getting up? The lead Russian mobster is doing most of the work. I'm not going to lie, it seems like. He is carrying. Michael Ealy is in a tough spot. Can Hayden Christensen cover? Yeah, Hayden Christensen's not making it out, chat. He might be the first death. So Chris Brown survives first death odds? It's Hayden Christensen? There's no way, chat. He's been hit 3 times by this shotgun. Oh! A dramatic fire across the room. Does he get the main Russian mobster? I think he does! It's sort of an alley-oop attempt, but I think Hayden Christensen goes down. I think we lost Hayden Christensen, and I don't think he got the main Russian mobster, unfortunately. So, all for nothing, but it happens. They got the drop on him through the door initially. Wrong place, wrong time. You're in a life of crime, chat. There's a chance that a Russian mobster is going to burst through the door at some point and fire a shotgun at you. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. Unfortunately, Hayden Christensen doesn't have the force in this movie. But, oh, and they should have known that, chat, the walls aren't bulletproof. Once again, I mean, for experience, I guess, you know, again, they got the drop on them and they're a little concerned. Maybe they're just probably not thinking the most clearly. But you got to assume that just blocking the door is not going to do enough there, chat. Even a mattress on top of the door, that's a shotgun. Is a mattress going to stop a shotgun bullet? Michael Ealy around the corner is going to get his arms blown off, chat. Michael Ealy's down next. Oh, no. Not Michael Ealy, chat. I guess they took out a white guy. They got to take out another one next. I don't know how they got to keep it balanced, chat. DEI. They can't kill all the... They're like, we can't kill all the white guys. But Michael Ealy's in a tough spot. Oh, did they get the shotgun? The shotgun is doing work. There we go, chat. Michael Ealy gets the shotgun. The fire escape. Great move. Get outside of the room. Hopefully they don't give up his location, though. Michael Ealy, hopefully he doesn't spend too much time collecting the shotgun because that's his next move. They need the ammo for sure. But don't spend too much time unarmed as well. Has Michael Ealy cleared a room before? Because this is risky territory. Again, just because you have a shotgun doesn't mean you're super powered. He gets behind the Russian mobsters. Oh, he got the drop on him. Bam! Bang! I don't know if we have to hit him with the Mike Green shot. Michael Ealy, don't get too comfortable. Are you sure everybody's dead? Okay, they did. They cleared the room. R.I.P. Hayden Christensen. Idris Elba was in a tough spot had he not collected the shotgun. I feel like there's one Russian mobster still lingering, chat. But they did work. You got to give them credit. What a heat check for the Russian mobsters. Wow. Really doing damage. You would think Jordan Belfort was partying in this penthouse, chat. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. So, wait, do they just give up right there now that they've lost one of their guys? Because the sirens are bearing down and they're not leaving. Okay, Idris Elba's trying to get him to go, but what do you do? A couple of last minutes. Wait, am I hearing sirens in the movies or sirens outside? I think it might be both. But I think you just got to say one last moment with your guy and then take off with the memories, chat. That's about all you got left at this point. Memories and hopefully $20 million. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. But, you know, these are heist guys. These are not normal people. It is what it is. So we've got one last run, chat, with about 15 minutes to go. So we should say now as well, too. Thanks for jumping on. Eastern Conference Finals Game 3. Takers 2010. Fun watch, chat. Highly recommend for, again, I agree with everything Rotten Tomatoes said in that review. It's just those are actually things that I like. A cliche heist movie with an amazing cast and a short runtime. Perfect. But if you think that if you want to be surprised, if you want to be thrown off your toes with originality and great storytelling, that's not necessarily going to happen. Oh, no, chat. Not Lily. Spoiler alert all the way through. On the bar table? Did she get ambushed or did she get... Is this self-inflicted? What happened? Because, again, on the bar table, you think maybe... Oh, no, they got the money. They got the money. I bet it's T.I., chat, because we're not seeing T.I. It's just Michael Ealy and Chris Brown in this room right now. So there's a good chance that T.I. mastermind this. A little Donnie and Den of Thieves-ish? Maybe Den of Thieves, who knew? Heat and Takers combined. Because Den of Thieves would be like, what, 2017 or whatever? Oh, and now the cops have followed them back to the house. I think Michael Ealy's done, though, at this point. Zoe Saldana's down. The money's gone. There might not be much left to live for. Oh, yeah, and he knows it's Ghost as well, too. He knows it's T.I. And T.I. would be out for revenge as well, too, knowing that she is with Michael Ealy at this point. Did Paul Walker die? No, what happened to Paul Walker? Did he run off? Hey, yo, chat, I'm talking about it in this movie. But is Paul Walker's character still alive in this movie? Or did he just run off? But one more ad, chat. This better be the last ad. They don't even have another time for the last ad break. There's not even another reveal left in this movie. What's going on? Cheez-Its paying the big bucks for the last ad spot. Okay, Dr. Ken Jeong in this last ad. They know how to keep us entertained, chat. They got me looking back up before the movie starts again. Great job by Pluto. Once again, programming. Top notch from start to finish. Even the ads. The algorithm locked in. So a Michael Ealy versus Ghost? And this has got to be one of the better Michael Ealys. I mean, he does... I mean, obviously he can go a lot of directions, I think. I think Michael Ealy is an underrated actor, chat. He can go into a lot of directions. He can play sort of that psychological thriller movie. He can play in this action movie. Or he can play like just a straight up charming, funny rom-com type guy. Michael Ealy Oscar at some point, chat? Is that off the table? I don't know. What kind of movies does he sign up to do next? But I'm still in, chat. I got Michael Ealy stock. I mean, you know, speaking of Barbershop, I don't know if he was like which of these guys in Barbershop could win an Oscar. I don't know. Is Martin Lawrence? I don't think Martin Lawrence has won like an Oscar in Best Supporting or something like that. But I mean, you got Martin Lawrence in that. You also got who's the guy trying to buy the barbershop? Is that Keith David or is that Witherspoon? We always get them mixed up, so who knows? But yeah, it looks like confirmed at this point. Ghost has turned, T.I. has turned on the crew. Chris Brown Mess that one up, chat. It is what it is. I guess the point is, I guess the question is Chris Brown also in the mix? So why would Chris Brown still be running with Michael Ealy at this point? Because I guess he thought that the money was stashed at the house. So Chris Brown has now uttered the lines, "I'm never going back." So we know that anybody that utters the line, "they're not going back to jail," will unfortunately be shot by the cops in the movie. So Chris Brown will not make it through the next 15 minutes. We know that T.I., as the guy that turned on the group, probably also won't make it in the next 15 minutes. So is Michael Ealy going to be the lone survivor of takers, chat? Let's hope. We're cheering for, obviously, Michael Ealy and Paul Walker at this point to make it out. I mean, Michael Ealy in an ambush situation on the cops, probably not looking too great. Oh, chat. The gunfire, yeah. Oh, no. Michael Ealy's done. Chris Brown's done. Oh, chat. So, never mind. I think Paul Walker might be the only guy that... Paul Walker and Idris Elba left. Maybe Paul Walker's already down, too. I think we just got the camera back on Idris Elba at this point. But Matt Dillon is chasing the sister. That's right. So what do we get? A Matt Dillon, Idris Elba showdown? The new Pacino Heat? Matt Dillon, Idris Elba? Is that what the reviews were saying? Chat, I don't know. I think, I mean, and another thing that REMINGTOM should be responsible for, but maybe we need to be responsible for Rotten Tomato revisits as part of this. Like they tune in and go, "Hey, what did you actually think that was on the rewatch?" We're like, we're not going to be unreasonable and say, give it like a 95. Like, we still understand the greater scope of cinema here. But, I mean, chat, we got to get this into the 60s at least. We got to get 71% on Rotten Tomatoes. Lock it in. Oh, Matt Dillon versus... Oh, they teased us, chat. We didn't know if they were facing off on the other side of the door there. Ayo. But it looks like Idris Elba's already made the getaway. He sensed the presence of Matt Dillon in the apartment. So, yeah, I think we might have missed Paul Walker's death. Uh-oh, Idris Elba and the sister. So the sister is going to be the only one that makes it out of the movie. The four heist guys being dead, that would not be surprising whatsoever. And then Matt Dillon, the cop, making it out. I mean, at the end of the day, the good guy winning is not super surprising in these movies as well too, especially if it is going for some Heat homage. If Pacino doesn't win in Heat, do the bad guys win in every mob movie? I guess that's the nice thing about The Town, though, right? Is, or not the nice thing, but the interesting thing about The Town's ending is obviously Affleck gets away at the end. So here we go, chat. One last chase. Matt Dillon versus Idris Elba on the highway. I mean, Matt Dillon and Idris Elba is like a nice clashing of eras that I never thought you just never think of you're going to get in a movie. I know Idris Elba and Matt Dillon are probably the same age, but I'm trying to think. Well, we'd have to go back and remember Idris Elba's earlier movies that we're not remembering as well too. But I feel like his prominence rose a little bit later, maybe even around this time. Takers was one of the reasons. Okay, so yeah, Paul Walker is in on it now. They know Ghost is planning on taking all the money. So, Chad, I mean, I'm telling you, this movie, again, hit all the cliches. We called that the minute Ghost showed back up. But perfect. I mean, T.I. is now mastermind a getaway plan. I'm still in, Chad. I still got the movie on. I'm still watching. I haven't turned it off. I want to see what happens. I got to know if T.I. lives. I don't necessarily need to see them get on this plane, though. What happens? Oh, this might be it, though, Chad. T.I. stared down by Idris Elba. Uh-oh. Matt Dillon sneaking up on him. Matt Dillon's just going to shoot both these guys while they're arguing. Is he going to at least give him a chance? Arrest him? Yeah, you got to arrest him. Okay. Standoff, chat. Three-way. Who's going to die? Ghost is dead. Is Idris Elba dead? Matt Dillon's not dead. Oh, Ghost down. Ghost. Oh! Idris Elba shot in the arm. Matt Dillon shot in the stomach. I think a thigh shot. We got a rib shot. Oh, Ghost made it out. Ghost, is he going to live? T.I., get out of there. Make a run for it. You still got a chance. Don't linger and try to explain and make the kill and draw it out. T.I., you're falling into the backhand cliches. Just headshot Idris Elba right now and get out of there. You've given Matt Dillon a chance to grab his gun, and now he's going to get you. Ah, there it is. You can't just linger for 30 seconds and Matt... Oh, it wasn't Matt Dillon. Yeah, you let Paul Walker show back up. Somebody's going to get you. Oh, one shot kill, chat. You know, that John Wick school of, like, chest, forehead is... Hey, what are we talking about? You know, there's a tactical nature there, but this time he just got him. Is he going to show mercy to the cop? I mean, did Matt Dillon actually do anything to him? He just kind of ran around. Yeah, the cop with the girl? What happened? Why? What did Matt Dillon actually do in this movie, chat? I don't even know what kind of policing he did. But he almost got him in the end. It was close job. Very, very good attempt. And he's going to have a bullet wound to show for his ability to not bring him in. Paul Walker and Idris Elba get the money. At the end of the day, Paul Walker gets the money, chat. He takes the part where he gets the money. Is Idris Elba going to make it, I guess, is the question. This gunshot is not looking great. And same for our guy, Matt Dillon, as well, too. He's going to have to call some ambulance help. And hopefully there's not a loss of blood thing that becomes an issue as well, too, Chad. What is this on after the basketball game? This has got to be a new show. This looks crazy. The Librarians. Oh, Chad, I've never turned anything off faster. Hey, yo, my bad to the Librarians. Ride Along 2? I literally don't even remember what goes on in Ride Along 2, but I just see Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. And that versus the Librarians, get it off the screen. Dog the Bounty Hunter? Get that on the screen. Oh, yeah, Idris Elba's dead, chat. If you're breathing this heavily, hey, yo, you're either, you know, having a scene with Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct, or you're about to die in the car. It's one or the other. The sweat. Uh-oh. Plus, he's got the sister that he can leave the money to. He's probably thinking that in the back of his mind. That's going to decrease his will to live in a weird way. Unless it's the end of it. Oh! Idris Elba lives! Paul Walker lives! The sister lives! Chat, we called it. It's great. 68% on Rotten Tomatoes. Update the score right now. Okay, there we go. We did it, chat. Takers, Eastern